Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. I'm really for real about this being a 1 hour show. I'm trying to stay under an hour. If it goes over an hour, hopefully it'll be like an hour and a half, but that's my like final hour and a half. But before I go into this, can everybody hear me in the comments? Let me know if you can hear me. Are we good? Y'all know that YouTube occasionally kicks me out of this and makes me come back into it. Let's hope that today we have a smooth, quick show. Again, I don't want to do 3 hours. I see that my views are not that high when it's a long show like that, and I want to keep it, keep it short as I can, but give you as much detail as I can. Can you guys hear me? We good? Okay, guys. So I'm gonna be quick. Okay, not quick like 5 seconds, but I want you guys to know that ever since I've been breaking this Roda news every day, once or twice a day, people, they really do, really, I mean, like from the guts, they hate me. They hate me with a passion. They're not threatening me because they're not dumb, but they do not like me. I'm getting called every name in the book. And I also noticed that there's pages that are still supporting Rhoda, and the content that they're putting out there, it's not mine. It's not my content because all my shit is verified. It comes with numbers, emails. Y'all know how y'all can verify my shit. But the information that they're sharing to prove that Rhoda is telling the truth is like Roma and other people that are sharing her Facebooks and little low level shit like that. But I have not seen anybody post my voice recordings with the phone number right there. No one's posting my shit. Okay. Rhoda did say she was going to sue a bunch of people, me included. I welcomed being sued. Please sue me, Rhoda. Please, please. Because I know she ain't got no money to do it. I mean, she ain't got that GoFundMe money yet. And who's going to use thousands and thousands of dollars to prove that they are really lying, which is her? She'll be suing herself, not me. Anything I put out, it's what she already put out. So just so Rhoda knows, because I know that Rhoda is listening. The reason why I know that Rhoda is listening to me and watching what I do, because I've been putting the fire under her fake ass. And all she's been doing lately is giving you little small updates and printing out her medical records. She wants to now prove that her lie is really a lie, because that's all she's really doing. But I want you to know that before I spoke on Rhoda, there wasn't any movement, right? Occasionally she'll post a 24-hour story, occasionally. But now we're getting records. Now we're getting timestamps. So I know that I have a lot to do with that because I'm not resting. With Carly Russell, a lot of y'all forgot about Carly. I'm not saying anybody on the panel, but a lot of people have forgot all about Carly. And what she did was, it was wrong. She had the whole police department looking for her, and all of these people panicked for nothing. And now it's right in the wind. It's blowing with the wind. No one talks about her anymore. We can't keep doing that. Whenever someone does something so heinous like that, we got to keep the fire under their ass, because it isn't right. Because when it happens to somebody else, they're not going to give you that energy because of Carly and because of the Rodas. We have to hold them accountable and keep holding them accountable. My plan is to be on her neck, and I'm not saying physically, but to be on her ass until she admits what really happened that night. I'm not saying she did not get hit or did not fall or something didn't happen. We know something happened to her face, but I know her account of what happened is not correct. I can say that. Defamation is if I'm saying something about Rhoda and I have no facts. So if I said Rhoda didn't get hit at all, when we know that she had a big lump on the side of her face, that can be defamation, right? But everything that I am sending and posting and talking about, I come with what's called receipts. She has absolutely nothing on me, okay? So the reason why I wanted to do this quick show is because if anybody is following the scammers GoFundMe, I follow it like a hawk. They posted an update today, okay? Now, that update was long. It was a long-ass paragraph. It'll put you to sleep, but I want to get to some of the point of that update, okay? Now, this update that Rhoda posted, because we don't know for sure if this Kiara woman is real. People can say that they're Kiara, but I think it's an alias. We know it's Rhoda. Anyways, it says Rhoda did file a police report, which I said she did, right? I just said there were no details, but who cares? Anyways, it says Rhoda did file a police report the night of the attack and is cooperating with police. We know that's a lie. The assailant has been identified, confirmed, and passed on to the police. Now, mind you guys, this update came today, September the 15th. The initial incident happened, according to TikTok, September the 3rd, which we're going to get down to that. Couldn't have happened on a Sunday. I think it happened on Saturday, and then she did all the shit on Sunday. Who goes to a club on Sunday? I mean, I know people do, but technically, most people don't because they got to go to work the next day. So I think this happened on a Saturday, and then she went live and did all that shit the next day. Okay? But we'll get to that in a second. It says Rhoda has gone to 4 medical appointments so far, and her hospital bill for the night of the attack alone is $8,300. Okay? It says not including the ambulance ride. This number will continue to climb as she receives the bill for the 3 appointments she's had since the time of the follow-up appointments. Okay? As you all know, it takes time to be seen and additional time to be billed for medical care. I don't give a fuck about that. Anyways, so far, Rhoda has received mental health care and some accommodations from work. The mental aspect of this journey is and will continue to be trying for her. Currently, she's experiencing panic and anxiety attacks, nightmares, insomnia, extreme isolation because she's scared to leave the house, even though we know she's left the house for these supposed medical appointments, right? If anybody was following Rhoda on Saturday, she did a story on her Instagram. My sister is here. My sister is here, right? She had all this food spread out over the table and she was excited. Yay, my sister is here. Didn't sound like a person that's isolated and scared. Why would you let people come to your house when there's an assailant still out there with a brick? Anyways, moving on. The internet pile on lies have all contributed to this significantly. Numerous people have threatened further violence, which is a fucking lie. We all know if you threaten a person like that, what are they going to do? Send it right to the cops. If you already have a police report active, right? And someone's telling you they're going to kill you if you come outside. All you have to do is contact the cop that wrote your report. Let them know you're now getting threats in regard to that report, right? It's that easy, guys. They would say nobody's threatening this woman. She's full of shit. I don't believe that. Because when somebody threatened me from a whole nother state and I had cops knocking on their door, if I can fucking do that, come on, Rhoda. You can do it too, baby. You can do it too. You can actually forward that threat to the police and they can actually dig in and arrest those motherfuckers. So that's how I know you're lying. Moving on. We've been able to find therapists in her area for her to work through some of her challenges, whatever. Lastly, Rhoda wanted me to share the Conscious Lee's video. That's who I wanted to bring up. The Conscious Lee. I didn't know who this guy was, but I checked out his Instagram and he is what you call a Captain Save a Hoe. That's what he is. He talks all about Rhoda. Oh, she's telling the truth. First, he tried to put out what we've been saying, that she's a liar. Then he tries to debunk it with the shit that Rhoda's already put out, right? Consciously doesn't believe in what's called receipts. He doesn't believe in what's called evidence. He's like, I would compare him to the Shade Room. He gets information and he goes with it because he needs those likes and views. The Conscious Lee is like a conscious Derek Jackson, if you wanted me to compare him. He ain't shit. I tagged him in my proof and he still ain't reaching out to me. Because what he's posting as his proof of why he feels Rhoda's telling the truth, I'm debunking that with my truth and my facts that come from the police. So, the Conscious Lee, you full of shit, bro. You are full of human shit because what you did is you're just corroborating a liar. And I guarantee you when the truth officially comes out that it wasn't a black man with a brick and all this, then you're going to look like a conscious bitch ass nigga. That's what you're going to look like because typically I hope for people to actually do their research. But when they want those views and likes and they want to be loved by black women, like the Derek Jacksons and all them, they're going to fit the narrative of, oh, she is a victim. She is going through a trying time. Somebody did hit her with a brick. But we know that none of that shit really happened. People like us, and to call yourself conscious, but you're posting like you're unconscious, makes no sense. You need to actually make sure that before you go live and do a video, that everything this person is saying is validated. Like I tell you guys, people listen to these stories and they run with it. They have no logic. It's all emotion. Oh my gosh, it happened. So guys, if anybody was following my Instagram and my YouTube, I did post 6 versions to Rhoda's story. So if you guys, I can't play it because if I do, I can get a strike because it's not my right? I can only tell you what all 6 of those versions are. Okay. Now, I told you guys how they updated the GoFundMe, right? Rhoda made a big mistake, you guys. Mistakes that most scam artists don't make. She posted her medical records. You guys, I can't make this up. But here's what made me laugh. When you actually request your medical record and get it printed out, it has a print date. The print date was dated yesterday. Now, y'all know yesterday I exposed her some more, right? I told you guys how I called that same number that I called on Wednesday. I called Thursday and said, hey, she said that she's working with the police now. And that woman told me the same thing I told you Wednesday applies today. There's no report. There's no, and then I'm sorry, not no report, but there's no details, no description, no assailant. They're sticking with that. That was Thursday the 14th. So on Thursday the 14th, Rhoda printed out her medical records and posted it on GoFundMe on the 15th. Okay, the GoFundMe update. So I looked at those medical reports. So guys, she was at the hospital. Okay, it wasn't a fake hospital. She was. So that would tell me that Jennifer probably saw her and then went out of the country, which is still weird. And I'm still going to wait for Jennifer to get back from wherever she's at. And I'm going to corroborate what happened on that night. I just want to make sure that she didn't do anything that's unethical, because at the end of the day, they were supposed to call 911. I'm not 911. They were supposed to call the police, because if her case is in the major assaults division, that means it's major. So she wouldn't have had time to record, y'all. The cops would have been all over her trying to figure out how we can help you. But she told them absolutely nothing. She didn't tell them enough. So again, if you guys go to her GoFundMe, everything I posted, it is public. Nobody forced Rhoda to post those reports. She did them on her own free will. We know she's educated, so we know that she was in her right mind when she did it. On one of the reports, it says Rhoda was leaving the club and got hit with a brick. It was that simple. Leaving the club, hit with a brick. Leaving the club, hit with the brick. Somebody make that into a rap. That's what she said. She didn't put nothing about, he asked me for my number. I said no. And he said, what are you going to do? What are you gonna? None of that shit was there. On the first part of the report, it says she was leaving the club, hit with a brick, period. So I said, that's very vague. Because on TikTok, she said a whole bunch of bullshit, right? I kept reading. Guys, y'all about to laugh your asses off. So for the people who haven't been following my YouTube, let me tell you the part where I'm done telling you guys that she's a liar. This right here proves everything. So the doctor put the notes in, okay? This is what it says. 33-year-old female with no significant past medical history, right? Presents code 3 shock, right? Assault. Here's where it gets real thick. So I need y'all to come close to y'all speakers, because I want you to hear this clearly. I'm about to say exactly what's on this medical report. You listening? Okay. It says, patient states. We know patient states means that this is coming from the patient's mouth verbatim. Patient states that she was leaving the club this evening when an unknown man hit her with a brick in the head and tried to pull her into a motherfucking car. Now, retract the motherfucker. But she's saying the man hit her with a brick and then try to pull her into a car. That would mean attempted kidnapping, right? Come on, y'all. Daphne can't make this stuff up. It's right here in the documents. So Rhoda told them 2 different stories on the same motherfucker. Actually, she told 3 stories. She told them a story when she first got in. Then she told them a story when she was calmed down. Then she went on TikTok and told y'all a story. All 3 different versions of the story in one motherfucking night. What does that say, guys? We were taught as kids that when you lie, the lie changes. And here's how she lied. All you guys hear is brick, and you think she was telling the truth. Hey, Conscious Lee, I need you to break this down for me, nigga. Break it down for me, Conscious. Tell me why your friend that you're supporting so hard said that the man tried to pull in the car. Can someone explain to me how the man tried to pull Rhoda in the car if he was outside in front of so many black men saying, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So you're telling me he hit you with the brick, you fell, then he went and got his car, brought the car up, went and tried to grab you and pulled. Y'all, I can't make this shit up. How much truth do y'all need? I'm showing y'all all the receipts and people still doubt me. Rhoda lied big time. And when I saw that, y'all know what I did? I called the police department here in Illinois and I filed a report. See, this is what has to happen with GoFundMe. In order for her to be investigated for fraud, I have to report her in my state first. I'm waiting for a detective to call me so I can generate a report number in Houston. Y'all think I'm fucking playing. Y'all think I'm fucking playing and I'm not. I spoke to an officer today. Shout out to Officer Goff. She was very polite. I told her, I showed her my proof, and we laughed together. She said, why aren't you a cop? That's what she said. Shout out to Officer Goff, number 54. Shout out to Officer Goff. That's how fucking serious I am about making sure this woman pays. Because what she did is like a Tyler Perry movie. She blamed all these black men. You told 6 versions. Now, I'm not going to stop there, y'all. If anybody follows Roda, because you know she made her page private, on Saturday, she made a story saying that it was a blatant hate crime. Officer Goff told me if it was a hate crime, this would have went totally different. No way. She said, also, how is it a hate crime, Daphne, if she's saying the man was black? How is it a hate crime if the man said, I want your number? That don't sound like hate. That sounds like a pump and dump. He wanted to fuck. If that was the truth, that's not hate. So how do you have a PhD and you don't know the difference between a hate crime and a simple assault? You feel me? So at the end of the day, Roda told these doctors the man tried to kidnap her. And she didn't tell y'all that on TikTok. And it was the same motherfucking night. But you know how women are going to be. Maybe Roda was highly drugged up. Well, we know she was drunk because on that police report, it says appears to be intoxicated. Roda was drunk as fuck when she went into the hospital. Drunk as fuck. The same Roda who got arrested November of 2022 for crashing her Dodge, and she was highly intoxicated. The cop told her to step out the car. He tried to do field sobriety, and she failed. So they arrested her ass. And you know what? Guess what else Roda did? She paid her court fee, y'all. As September the 7th, she owed the court an amount of money, and it's public. It's public. On September the 13th, she paid it in full. I can't make this shit up, y'all. I can't make that shit up. And I'm going to post her report to show you that in November, she was arrested for drinking and being, and having a lot of, she said she smoked weed. So she had cannabis in her system too. But the report that the officer put in, he says she was highly intoxicated. She crashed her car. Y'all know Roda could have killed somebody too, right? But y'all support this motherfucker. I can't support a woman that can't be clean and clear-headed before they get behind a car. She crashed her own car, y'all. Her own car because she was drunk as fuck in November of 2022. And just paid her fine for that September 13th of 2023. And you tell me this person is responsible? Then the night that she was in the hospital, the report said she was drunk as fuck on there too. So if women want to tell me, well, Daphne, she could have been drunk. They gave her meds and all that. So when she first got in there, she just had alcohol in her system, right? How do you tell 3 stories? The truth is the truth, y'all. And that first version of her story, that's when she had those guys on video. And y'all did nothing. Look at here. And look at here. Sound like a damn 50-year-old, right? In that first version of her story, she said he grabbed her rock. It was a rock at first. If anybody ever caught the first version that I posted, Roda said it was a rock. I can't make this shit up, y'all. And it's not defamation because it was her mouth that said it. She said he grabbed a rock. She said he grabbed a rock. It became a brick when she was in the hospital room. I can't make this shit up, you guys. And she said all these black men did nothing. I want you to be a man. Be a man. Y'all remember that little act she put on? No tears. She was drunk as fuck. I want y'all to know she was drunk as fuck. And she said, and y'all stood and did nothing. Then, in the second version of her story, she was now in the hospital room. He picked up a brick and he said, what are you going to do? Let's listen to the story. He asked me for my number. I said no. He picked up a brick. He said, what are you going to do? What are you going to do about what? It doesn't work like that. How did it escalate like that? It'd have been different if she said that. I said no, and he picked up a brick and said, bitch, and hit me. That sounds more plausible. But picking up a brick and holding it and saying, what are you going to do? Between those, what are you going to do? The bitch had time to run. She had time to duck. She had time to do the wop and get the fuck out of there, right? So in her second version of the story, he grabbed the brick, held it up. She looked over at those black men that were just standing there watching and said, yo, why does this man got a brick on my face? And then he hit me. Sounds to me like she had plenty of time to run, but she didn't. And version number 3, she wasn't on video. You could just hear her old raspy voice saying, he got into a car with black women. And then we stopped him from driving off in that car. So then he got out and got into another car and drove off and I couldn't get the plate. Listen to me, y'all. That's the third account of her story. Now he got in the car with black women and y'all stopped him. But you just said those men stood there and did nothing and he got in the car. Which one is it, Rhoda? I can't make this up, y'all. Y'all think this is a joke and it's really not. This is fraud. This is lying. This is a lot because our black men are in the forefront of this lie. And I just can't let it go, y'all. I know that a lot of y'all think I'm crazy, but I can't let this one go. This one was too blatant, y'all. The amount of hate I saw on TikTok, I just can't let this go. So forgive me if you guys are tired of my shit. I'm tired of hers too. The way you're tired of me, I'm tired of her. So until she can admit, you know what? I lied, y'all. I got drunk at the club. I had 10 Casamigos. I was lit and I got into it with a woman. The fight broke out. We were all leaving the club all over the place. And somebody hit me as they were leaving out. And I didn't know who hit me. Because I'm telling y'all, when the truth comes out, she's going to play on that drunk. She was intoxicated like a motherfucker. She's going to play on that. I was so drunk, I thought it was a guy. I thought it was a guy. And you guys are going to say, oh, poor Ro. We know how it is, baby. When you're drunk, you don't remember everything that happened. It's okay, baby. At least you can admit you were drunk. We get it. You're a single mother. Give her those GoFundMe donations. No. She's not playing on my heartstrings. And then the fourth account, you tell the doctor you were hit with a brick leaving the club. That would mean that club owner lied. Because he said when he went through the surveillance, he didn't see her account. So that means that somebody's lying. Then her fifth account, she said she got hit and was almost kidnapped. Then her sixth account, she said it was a hate crime. That's 6 different versions, you guys, that she put out. But y'all mad at me. How y'all mad at me for resharing what she put out there? Come on. Y'all can hate me all you want, but the truth is the truth. If I told y'all on Monday, I won $5,000. I won $5,000 on Monday, y'all. I won it. Day 2, on Monday, I won $5,000. Day 3, I won $5,000 on Monday. Y'all see how the story's changing? Day 4, I went to KFC and got me a 2-piece with a biscuit, saw my homegirl, and then I won $5,000, and I think it was a Monday. All y'all hear is $5,000. And as long as you hear that part, my story is true. No, it isn't. It isn't. You got to listen for the details. If someone said I got hit with a brick, leaving the club, and there was men that saw it and did nothing, and then we tried to stop the man, you said it all in one shot. This is a movie, y'all, with 6 parts. If you add up everything she said, she was leaving the club, she got hit, tried to stop the man from getting in a car with 5 women, black women. Then he got out. Then he got into another car and drove off. Men were standing out there and did nothing. Guys, how did he get the car if he was holding the brick outside in front of so many black men? The story's all over the place. But see, women think with emotion. All they heard was brick and assault. But how do you call it a hate crime then, Rhoda? If he asked you for your number, that's not hate. That means he wanted to fuck. That's not hate. So again, this woman told 6 sides and she messed up. I'm telling you, they're going to go back on GoFundMe and remove all these pictures because Rhoda didn't read everything on that report. She just went and posted it thinking that would help her get the donations faster. She messed up. She messed up worse this time because now your account on GoFundMe, it doesn't match anything you've been telling the public. It doesn't, y'all. This woman is telling you that she got hit and the guy tried to kidnap her in the car. But she said he was standing outside and held the brake up and said, what are you going to do? So you mean to tell me these men not only watched you get hit and you fell to the ground, but they let this man go to his car, pull up to where you were and try to drag you in there? Yo, I can't make this shit up. It makes no logical sense, y'all. And then think about this. If anybody looked at her medical records, she was discharged on Sunday in the afternoon. So there's no way she went to the club on Sunday night. She would have had to go to the club on Saturday night. So my question is, if this happened on Saturday night, the 2nd of September, why the fuck did it take you that long? 24 hours? Everything should have happened on the night it happened. Unless you had to have time to gather your lies up. I can't make this shit up, y'all. Now y'all thinking, right? Now y'all thinking caps are on, right? Put them thinking caps on. Put them on tough. I need everybody to screw those thinking caps on. Because September the 3rd is a Sunday. She was discharged Sunday afternoon, which will mean she had to have been at the club that following night. Are y'all with me? Saturday was September the 2nd. So that means that all of this occurred on Saturday night and Rhoda said nothing about it until Sunday at the hospital. So what happened between Saturday night and 6:42 a.m. when they gave you your first pill? I'm listening, Rhoda. I'm listening. What happened Saturday night to Sunday, 6:42 a.m.? And if the ambulance came and got you, are you telling me you were still at home on Saturday and you called 911 to come to your home to come get you? And then you spent the night at the hospital and now it's Sunday morning and that's when you decided to go viral on TikTok? Y'all, I can't make this up. But if you look at the reports, she was in the hospital on Sunday. There's no way she went to the club Sunday morning and ended up there on Sunday morning. So that would mean it happened on Saturday night. And when she met with Officer Espinosa on Sunday, now that makes sense. The cops showing up to the hospital the next day, not the day it happened. So now Rhoda looks even worse. So if y'all want to sit there and say she was drunk and out of her mind, she was at home before she went to the hospital. September the 2nd is Saturday. September the 3rd is Sunday. She was administered her first pill 6:42 a.m. on Sunday. So that would mean it happened the night prior. So I want to know why she told Officer Espinosa September the 3rd. Can someone speak for me? Is it possible to go to the club early in the morning and do the WAP and get your freak on in the daytime? Because the video was recorded at night. Now y'all thinking caps are rolling, right? This is what detectives do. And I'm not even a detective. How the fuck are y'all believing this woman's story still when she was in a hospital on Sunday in the morning? That means that from Saturday night when she got assaulted with the alleged brick, she waited. She waited. There was no video from her on the 2nd. It all happened on the 3rd. So I need y'all to be with me on this one here. The bitch lied. She lied. She lied. No way she was at the club on Sunday morning before going to the hospital. Am I with y'all tonight or today? Am I with y'all right now? Are y'all with me on this ride? Can someone help me figure this out? So the truth is, this event happened on Saturday night, the 2nd. After she got assaulted, she would have went home and did something to make the room bigger, something to make it worse. And then you call 911. Then they come pick you up and you go to the hospital. Because on the GoFundMe, it says she has to pay for the ambulance ride, right? Okay, let's say the ambulance came and got her from the club on Saturday night. She didn't post on TikTok to Sunday. So anyway y'all want to spin it. Well, definitely they could have got her from the club. Okay, they got her from the club Saturday night. So you mean to tell me she spent a whole night in the hospital? Because they discharged her the same day. So y'all, I can't make this up. That would mean that she was home first and she made that wound worse, did something, or actually this could have happened at home. If anybody was watching her TikTok before she had that video of her in the club, she was at home. She had wine, she had weed, she showed everybody. So anything could have happened. But after that happened at the club, she went home. There's no way she went to the hospital Saturday night because that paperwork would have said the 2nd. Y'all feel me on this? So any woman that wants to say, well, Daphne, they could have picked her up from the club and admitted her on Saturday. Well, according to her report, it says 9/3. 9/3 was on Sunday, dumbasses. So again, any way y'all want to swing it, you're not going to win this battle against me. She lied. The actual event happened on Saturday and she slept on it, let something happen, and then she was admitted on Sunday. She could have woke up on Sunday at 5 a.m. in pain and then called 911. They came and got her, admitted her, and maybe that's why they didn't call the cops. because too much time passed. And then maybe she thought, now I do have to call the cops and put a report out there. And since it already happened, it's already been a day. Now I don't remember. I don't know what he looks like. You know, I've been at the hospital. They gave me Ativan. They gave me fentanyl. I'm highly under it. I don't remember. Yo, I can't make this shit up. Now that we're actually using our brains, y'all see that she lied to everybody. Nobody thought to think like, hey, her report says Sunday morning. So when did you go to the club? Nobody thought to question her on that. They just believed everything she said, y'all. And now I'm giving y'all the tea. I hope that y'all enjoy this tea. Put an extra sugar in it. Enjoy this tea. We have confirmed that this woman lied. There's nothing else she can say. I don't care what GoFundMe says, y'all. I don't care what it says. Nobody's really threatening this woman. If that's the case, show me the threats. Because you can easily call the cops and get it handled. Y'all know how many people I had sent to other people's houses and I'm not even in the same state as them? It takes no time. Any type of threat you make over the internet, that's a crime. And depending on your state, you might do some time or get a small fine, but it's still going to be on your record. Making electronic threats. That's a crime, y'all. I almost went down for that years ago. A woman that didn't like me at all tried to embarrass me. Was once my friend. A black woman was once my friend. She even had personal pictures of me. Nude pictures of me. Because you know how we are as women. We trust each other. Yeah, girl, how does this look on me? She had intimate photos of me, y'all. I can't make this up. She had those photos. And one day she caught her boyfriend looking at my photos. That wasn't my fault. It was in her phone. And she used that and thought that I was sleeping with her man when I already had a man. I wasn't married yet. I was with my husband, but I would never cheat on my husband. So she just got this whole idea. Maybe they're fucking. He likes her pictures too much, but they're in your phone, dumbass. They're in your phone. I didn't know she saved my pictures. I wanted her to see them and get rid of them. Yeah, girl, you look good in this lingerie. Yeah, get that for your husband. She was that type of friend. And you know what she did? She created a group and posted all my intimate pictures. Yeah, she did. She posted all my intimate pictures in a group. And I started getting inboxes on Facebook. And you know what else she did that really hurt me? She sent those pictures to my dad-in-law, my husband's dad, his mom, anybody with the name Sutton. She sent them my pictures. Do you know how embarrassed I was? It ruined me. I was so broken. And guys, this was years ago, almost 10 years ago. It really, really, really hurt. It really hurt. My dad-in-law calling my husband and saying, what the fuck is this? Why am I getting Daphne's pictures? It was so embarrassing, y'all. So what I did was I doxed her, ran her information, found out where she worked, found out where she stripped. I had her whole life in my hand. And I made a mistake and I inboxed her. I inboxed her address and I told her I'm coming over to beat your ass. That was the threat. You know what she did? She took that to the police station and I was summoned to come to court, criminal court, for making threats. I almost lost it all, y'all. And I was so confident that I had this case that I came without an attorney. I represented myself. I mean, hell, I had a criminal justice degree. I thought I had it all together. And then this black woman comes in with a small wig on, didn't look nothing like the stripper that I knew her to be. She came in there looking so battered, like she'd been crying all night. And we had a male judge who was black. He wasn't buying it. Because you know why? I already had the documents of what she did to me in those groups. And even though the judge knew that I was going to win, he still said, I want you to have someone representing you. So he moved the date so I can get an attorney. So I had to hire a fucking attorney and pay him $1,000. $1,000. And the whole thing took 5 minutes. We got summons back to court. My attorney showed the judge all of what she did to me. And at that time, it wasn't called revenge porn. They wasn't looking at it as revenge porn. But this black bitch did this to me. All because her boyfriend liked my pictures. Had nothing to do with me. That was between me and her. And she shared it and kept it on her phone. I mean, our boyfriends, our husbands, they all go through our phones sometimes. So that wasn't my fault. But when we came back to court, I wasn't even sweating. He told me, Daphne, this might go faster than you think. I said, I hope it does. Because I paid you $1,000 fucking dollars. So we go back to court. She's still looking battered. He looking at these pictures and he's like, ma'am, Did you post these pictures in these groups like this? Did you send these pictures to her family? No, I would never do that, sir. I'm scared of Daphne. I'm so terrified of Daphne. Bitch, please. He said, so if we have you log into your Facebook and we record your IP and we run the IP that was sent to these people, it's not going to come back to you, because if it does, we're going to lock your ass up. Okay, I did it. He threw the case out. It was that fast, y'all. He threw that case fast. Threw it out. But I almost lost it all over threatening a bitch over the internet. Yeah, it's a crime. And even though I was the victim, she made me look like the predator, even though she posted my shit. My husband was so disappointed. He was disappointed. And I'm like, well, she was my friend at one point. How did I know she was going to do that to me? You feel me? You don't think that. But that's how quick a woman can get emotional and think on emotion and ruin somebody's whole fucking life. I almost lost it all. If I didn't have any of that proof, can you imagine? So now you see why I tell people screenshots, text receipts. She had a text receipt of me saying, I'm gonna beat your ass. I didn't just say it through Facebook. Oh, I said it everywhere. Copy and paste. That's where I fucked up. My mistake, y'all. But I learned. I took accountability for threatening her, and I was going to do exactly what I said I was going to do. I was going to do it. And before I could, I was going to court. So what I'm saying to you guys today is that when you lie like that and you say people are threatening you, I know how easy it is to get someone arrested, to have them come to court for criminal court. It's not hard. A lawsuit can take 10, 15 years, but a criminal conviction is quick. It is. So what I'm saying, she's not a victim. She scammed you guys. She scammed a lot of people who still believe her. And people like Conscious Lee, he's a cape. He put that red cape on and he's saying, y'all, how can y'all do this to this woman? She is a victim. Dude, are you kidding me? You don't know what evidence is and proof, but nobody's sharing my proof. I'm telling you why they're not. Because my proof is real. I even gave y'all the number. Anybody can call 708-308-8800 and reference the police number. And they're going to tell you the same shit. But nobody wants to do that to back up what I'm saying, because you know it's real. I didn't just say it happened. Y'all see what I'm saying? So again, this event would have had to happen on Saturday where she was attacked, allegedly, right? And then Sunday she went to the hospital. There's no way this happened on Sunday morning and she just came from the club Sunday morning. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't. She would have had to be at that club until 2 a.m. Then they transported her to the hospital, and then they just sat there and said, we're not doing nothing until 6:42. Timestamps don't lie. As soon as they admit you into the hospital, there's a timestamp. All I'm saying is there's no way this happened all on Sunday. They discharged her on Sunday. Come on, you guys. I can't make this up, y'all. But for her to now say that the man tried to kidnap her, and it said unknown man, but you women went on TikTok and said it was a black man. How do you not know who tried to kidnap you, Rhoda? How do you not know who you were preventing to get into that car with those black women? You mean to tell me this man didn't have a face? Y'all, we living in a world where a lot of these people don't have a face, clearly. The report said unknown man. But you said black man. Black, blackity, black. Come on, Rhoda. You just don't like men. Somebody hurt this woman's feelings. I'm thinking maybe her fiance called off the engagement. Maybe Steven called off the engagement. And she just went haywire. Now she hates all men, right? Anything could have happened. But I'm telling you, her account of what happened is not accurate. The date it happened is not accurate. She didn't say, hey, y'all, I was at the club on Saturday, leaving the club. Everything seemed to have happened on Sunday. And then when you posted your medical record showing that everything was administered to you in the morning, it just tells me it must have happened the night before. That's all it's telling us. People with brains. People without brains are going to say that, that's not true, Daphne. Even though I'm looking at it, you're still wrong. Right? Every day we're hearing something new with this story. That's how you know it's fake. But one thing I want to tell you guys, if anybody has ever watched the First 48, y'all know what they do to people, right? They bring you in on Monday and tell me what happened at the club. And they don't have no, proof that what you're saying is true. So what do they tell you? Don't leave the state. We might need you again. We can't lock you up because we don't have any evidence, but we might need to bring you in again. Okay. Then they bring you in on Thursday. Tell me what happened again. They don't do that because they forgot. They do it to make sure that what you said on Monday sticks with what you're going to say on Thursday. And as soon as you say something different on Thursday that doesn't match Monday, what do the cops do? Well, hey, you said on Monday you were leaving the club and there were men standing outside. And he held the brick up high and said, what are you going to do? Where did the car come into play, Rhoda? Yeah, you know you done fucked up, right? You know you done fucked up because your story doesn't add up. It has changed too many times. At this point, if y'all continue to believe her, then you're going through a mental illness too. Because at the end of the day, when people show you the truth, you have to start to say, you know what? Maybe she's right. This right here is in my face. I can't say it isn't. So why would I still believe a woman because she said it happened when her actions and everything else is not, it's not, gelling with what she said. People are not thinking like that. These women are still calling her the truth and saying that she would never lie. So what I did today, because it seems like Houston police needs like fire under their ass too. I filed a police report here in Illinois so I can call them and give that to them so they can work together. Because once you file a fraud claim with the police, they now have to investigate. Now you've created a report. So once Houston gives me my report number, I'm plastering it so everybody can keep an update on it. Because once I file that report, they're going to have to do their fucking job. Fraud is fraud. That's what it's called, fraud. Because she's telling everybody a lie, and then we're getting all this other stuff, and it's not matching. Nothing is adding up, y'all. And at this point, I think she does need to do some jail time. And I think she also needs to see a therapist. I agree with that part of the GoFundMe. This woman needs to heal. She just embarrassed her own son. Her son, when he gets older and he finds out how his mom tried to make a living by lying to people, it's disgusting. Her son's dad is black. So how could you blame that on a black man? And then you say he's unknown when you're in a hospital. Then you don't tell the cops any detail. Yo, I can't make this up. Yesterday, they had no detail. Now on Friday, he's caught and we passed the information on to the police. Y'all really believe that? I know they heard my phone call on Wednesday and Thursday. That's what put that heat under their ass. Because now they give you an update on Friday. Remember, she already gave us an update the other day. 2 updates in a week? That's a record, you guys. I wonder why they're moving like that. Because Daphne put the fire under their ass. Y'all ain't got to give me the credit. But we know that she has to be listening to what I'm saying. And now she's in a corner. She's fumbling. They're not keeping their life straight. She got somebody. She's now telling people that she's now getting threats is to make women think, oh my gosh, let me send her more money so she can move out of Houston. It's a tactic, y'all. If y'all not understanding the way tactics work and getting people to buy in, then you guys are clueless than I thought. Saying that she now needs to see a therapist and all these appointments, y'all, she got hit with a brick. It did not cut her face open. She did not need any stitches from what we could see. And you're saying she has to go see all these specialists? She has to go to all these appointments for what? Reconstructive surgery? Like what? What is she going for? I need somebody to help me with that. Let me let Daquan in. Let me drop this link because I want to give y'all a chance to speak before I get off. But y'all, that's all I'm saying. GoFundMe says she has a whole bunch of medical appointments coming up. For what, y'all? They discharged her the same day. Why would they discharge her the same day if it's that bad? Ain't nothing adding up with this story. Now they're saying she's going to have to go to all these appointments and spend all this money. Why? For what? I'm sure by now that swelling is probably already down. If anybody heard her on Saturday, she was happy. My sister is here. My sister is here, y'all. She didn't even sound like a smoker. She was so happy. Big old table full of food. Everybody smiling. That was Saturday. Now all of a sudden you're isolated. Can't leave the house. I'm scared. I'm getting death threats. Get the hell out of here. Daquan, you're on. Talk to me.
Oh, what's going on, Queen? Good afternoon. I'm just trying to, you know what I'm saying, just soaking all the information. But from what I'm getting, and I've also dissected other social media heads that have been on YouTube and analyzing the situation, this is repugnant at best. I just don't understand why someone would go to these lengths to try and get something obscured, and just really just tarnish a lot of issues that are going on right now. She just did a whole lot for no reason. If you needed help, there's a proper way to ask, not scamming people just because you're late on court fees and they might come with a warrant because you don't want to pay what you owe. That's wrong. That's just something you just don't do. She just left a nasty taste in my mouth,
Hold on
respectfully.
1 second. Daquan, can you guys see my AV?
See what?
My AV, my picture.
Nah, your
You can't?
avatar got nope. Your AV
Oh
got
my
clipped.
gosh. When did that happen? How come no I'm just looking right now like, okay, hold on, y'all. Daquan, go ahead and finish what you were saying, man. I'm gonna have to leave out and come back in. I didn't even know that my picture wasn't there. I'm sorry, you guys. Go ahead, Daquan. I'm sorry.
No problem, but just pretty much overall, this situation is just beyond me. I just don't get it. She made make believe stories out of the blue, trying to piece everything together, lie after lie. This really reminds me of the Netflix series I had to just rewatch with Kevin Hart called True Story, because everything started with an emulated lie, and he had to pile everything on top of each other, one after another, just trying to cover one previous lie that he had to partake in. There's a lot of stress. There's a lot of mental that goes with that. So if she's gonna really do something like that, she should have at least made sure that her words were correct in the way she was proceeding on telling the story, because people are listening, but the fact checking isn't measuring with your testimony. So I'm trying to see who actually hit you with a brick. There's already been other countless stories where people was vindicating, trying to say that they were there and didn't do shit, and they lied. So I'm like, who do I believe? Like, everybody crying wolf, but I don't see nobody hunting for sheep. It's really just somebody trying to get clout, stain us at the same time, and just get a profit off of it. And that's illegal. A lot of people do shit like this every day, but now her name and face is out there. Everybody know who she is. So it's not like you can run from the stigma. Now it is what it is. You got to
Oh,
do what you got to do.
right. Okay, so y'all can see my AV good. Okay. And again, guys, those medical records that are on my YouTube, somebody tried to tell me that I'm gonna get in trouble for HIPAA violation. Guys, look, if I
No,
was
you
to
won't.
release hold on, Daquan. If I was to release a report that said I went and saw a specialist for something and I posted that publicly from my own account, that is not HIPAA if somebody shares it. It is free game if you post it publicly. I want you
Yes, it
ladies and
is.
gentlemen to know, anytime you post a video, picture, I don't give a damn what it is. Publicly, it is free game to anybody in the world.
It's
That's why
public
you
record.
posted it, because you wanted the world to see it. Now, I didn't tell Rhoda to post that document that showed that she told him that he tried to pull in a car. She did that. And the fact that she didn't go through what she was posting, it baffles me. It's like she wants y'all to see how much he's lying and how much he's still going to get love. That's what
Mm-mm.
happens. Like, for instance, if Trump can tell people grab him by the pussy and get away with it and still become a president, because you still got people that love him just because it's him. They don't care what he does. They don't see the bad. And how are we supposed to grow as a people if we're not holding people accountable along the way? When I spoke to Officer Goff, she told me, "Why aren't you a police officer?" All the information I gave her, she couldn't believe I did that. She was like, "You need to be a cop, a detective. You are amazing. Your
You,
work is
you
one." And me
you
getting
basically
praised
did
by
the
a
job
cop,
for her. She's just looking like, what do I need to do for
yeah. No, all
like
she needs
factor?
to do, what she's gonna do is she's gonna reach out to Houston PD. She told me, stay on them, call them every day if you have to. That came
Yeah,
from an
let her fight
officer.
on
So
their ass.
you think
She
they
talking
hate
about
me?
these are
Okay.
two A1 felonies: attempted kidnapping plus assault with a deadly weapon.
So let me tell you what else I did today, guys. I also called the Houston Police Media Relations.
Mm.
Well, Daphne, why'd you call them? Because what they do is they work with the news and they release information on their TikTok, Facebook, all the platforms of social media, right? I reached out to a woman and I told her all about the brick story. And she told me, I haven't heard about it. And if the police wanted us to get that information out, they would have told us to contact the news Give them the report and work with them. She said, now that you told me the report number, let me investigate this and I'll call you back in an hour. When she calls me, I will record the call. Because if they don't have the information from the cops to post to the news or give to the news, that means it's not important to them. Wouldn't you think a major assault would be important? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It would. So what I'm saying, guys, is I didn't just stop there. And I know some people might think I'm crazy. They might tell me, get a job.
No.
Do you have a job? Do you ever work? Well, I'm a life coach. I work for myself. So really, you can't tell me what to fucking do. I'm sorry. Now, if I was desperate enough to, beg you guys for GoFundMe donations and all this stuff and say, hey, guys, as you keep following me and I keep giving you the tea, keep paying me. I don't do that. Everything I did was for free. I did it on my own time because this is what I do. I expose people. Exposing 11 people for fraud last year, that hurt my feelings because it's our people. It's my people I'm exposing. But I keep telling you women to stop doing this. There's other ways, but you keep doing it. So y'all want me to mind my business, but anytime you see that little world symbol or anytime they hit the public symbol, I'm going to talk about it. It's my business now. So don't tell me to mind my business, but y'all follow the shade room. Don't tell me to mind my business and you follow the conscious Lee. Mind y'all business. Mind y'all business. Why you worried about the business I'm in? Now you in mine. So take your own advice. You feel me? I want to give Doug a chance, and then we're gonna go down. Go ahead, Doug.
So first off, check your Cash App because I sent you a little something because I appreciate all the hard work you've done. Thank you so much for all the hard work you've done. Number two, you brought up Trump, and I had a couple friends who voted for Trump, and their arguments were purely emotional. Now, if you did something like that and it was based on pure emotion, I mean, I can't argue with you. I can't have a conversation with you about it, but I can accept that you did something emotional. Like you liked him out of emotion. And that's what happened with this. They want to defend her. They have no logical reason to do it. And unfortunately, all these black women who came to her defense, it's purely emotional. And I just wish that they would come out and say, well, first off, hold her accountable, number one, but that's not going to happen. But two, just say, you know what? She's a black woman. I'm giving her money. That's it. Just say it, because there's no logical reason to support this foolishness. You have broken down logically why she is a fraud. You have receipts. You've done the work. You put it out in public, and she's still getting money. They had that news program in Houston with that freaking, what's that guy's name? The black dude with the glasses. And he had that panel of women, and they're talking about this, how black men don't protect and all this, whatever, blah, blah. What, Isaiah something? Oh, I can't stand that guy, dude. I can't stand that guy.
Hold on. I want to put a place mark in what you're saying. Hold on one second. Somebody by the name of Vibe in my lane said hush. Just wanted to clarify who they're telling to hush. So before we move on with this panel, I would like clarification from Vibe in my lane who said to hush. I'm assuming this is probably a Roda supporter.
Get him.
Gail at night, I need you to do your thing. I just want to know who this person is before I send this to my buddies and have them break you down. I'm just trying to, like I said, I'm not over here telling nobody in the comments to shut up or nothing like that, but I want to know who this person is telling to hush. Me or somebody on the panel? I just want clarification, because you're not going to come on to my podcast and disrespect me when you already know what I do. That means you're trying me. I just told you guys how I partner with two gentlemen who do a lot of work behind the scenes. All I gotta do is send them this. Actually, let me record their link. Hold on one second, y'all. I'm gonna let, who was just talking?
Doug and Pierre. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and finish talking. I'm gonna record this person's link and just have them run it. Give me 1 second.
Okay. And also thank you to Gail at Night, the best moderator on YouTube. She's everywhere. She's always, conscious of what's going on in these YouTube streets. I consider her a friend of mine. Gail did some good work too. But yeah, 2023 hopefully gets known as like one of the years of like these false accusations. And between, you can't say the people, but JD and AH, you guys know who I'm talking about, Carly Russell, and this, this whole believe all women thing, hopefully this is the final death knell for that, because women, they will do this because they can, and no one will hold them accountable. So I'm hoping that 2023 is the end of that believe all women foolishness. Anyone else? I'm done.
Understood.
Leave it for Daphne
Facts, bro.
to.
Facts.
Hey, I'll leave it to Daphne to guide this panel.
It,
I
uh,
can't have
I
anybody
want to say
jump
one more
the gun.
thing, because this person, Indigo Flow, said instead of celebrating Coco Golf winning the U.S. Open, we're talking about this Hoda girl. Exactly. We talk. Remember when Sha'Carri Richardson couldn't go to the Olympics because she got busted for freaking marijuana? Like, we always focus on these low quality people instead of the bright, intelligent people, black people that are achieving things in life.
That's a
I can't
fact.
stand it. I hate it.
That's a fact.
Yep.
Okay, y'all, I'm
They,
back.
they
Okay,
want
thank
to
you
see
guys.
us
So, but
down in our worst instead of seeing us at our best.
I had to
Yep.
send some stuff over. Okay, y'all. So back to the scheduled program. Sorry about that, y'all. Every now and then we get someone that wants to be ignorant, who have no subscribers, nothing going on, and this is what they do because they think it's cute when it's not. Anyways, yeah, we could be celebrating the great accomplishments of Coco and everybody else, but at this point, this has overshadowed that. And it doesn't mean we still can't celebrate her. She's being celebrated by the NBA, everybody you can think of. She's fine. We're going to give her flowers, but we also have to hold people accountable at the same time as we're celebrating them too. At the end of the day, it doesn't take away from what she did. She did a big thing. I mean, and we even know how much racism she was getting even when she was playing tennis. We all saw it, right? But at the end of the day, at the same time, we still have to do this too. And honestly, I think what's more important right now, I think it's great that she did. We can always go back and celebrate her. But if this woman gets $42,000 from people just for lying, how are we empowering the youth? What's going to happen when women start getting capped for lying like this? Then you guys are going to believe me then, right? Then you're going to want to be on my team. What I'm trying to teach you guys now is that it's not going to stop at Carly and Rhoda. If we do not put the fire under these people when they do it, they're going to keep doing it, and it's going to get worse. It's going to go from assault to grape, and I'm going to say grape because we already know why, to grape. A black man raped me, a black man did this, and it's going to keep going there, and people are going to keep taking people's money, and it's never going to go anywhere. Then you're going to hear about somebody ending up dead for lying. Well, you know what? She was telling everybody in the hood that I raped her. So, I mean, why even try? They're going to believe women anyway, so I did what I had to do. So if I'm going to go to jail, I'm going to go to jail for something I did. I killed her. That's how these men are going to start thinking. I'm trying to teach y'all now to be careful who you lie on, who you accuse. Because a lot of these people say, well, she already signed my death sentence. I might as well go ahead and do something that I'm actually going to be charged for that I can say I did. A lot of people get tired. They do. So
You know what's ironic about the situation? Do you remember? I don't know how old you are, but there's a girl named Susan Smith in the '90s. Do you guys remember her? She was that white girl that that pushed a car into a lake with her two kids, and she said that a white woman. She said that a black guy stole her car with her two kids in it, and it turns out that she took out her two kids. She got life in prison, but she's up for parole next year. So everyone's talking about should she be let out, and now we're 25 years later, we're still having people. She was one of the first big news stories of a woman saying a black guy did it, and then there are accounts of the police in the area just shaking down every single black dude in 25 miles looking for these kids based upon her accusations, slamming dudes to the ground, handcuffing them and stuff. All these searches and stuff, and it's 25 years later, and we still have women falsely accusing black dudes, not thinking about the repercussions of it.
Hey man, we can actually go to Emmett Till. I'm gonna always and forever bring Emmett Till up because he was accused falsely as a child. And if anybody remembers what they did to that young boy, if anybody remembers how they tortured him, and his body, when they found that it was already bloated from being in the water, They tortured a young kid, all because of a woman's false statement. So forgive me for holding women accountable at higher rates, because we've been believed for years. It didn't matter what we said. They took our word for it and they went right to the punishment. We have to stop that. They never held her accountable when she said on her deathbed that I lied. She got to live several more years before dying from cancer. She didn't die from, being in prison and couldn't take it. She died from cancer, but she died at an old age. Emmett Till wasn't old. He was a teenager. He was a boy, a very handsome boy with a promising future. And it was taken because a woman lied on him. So what I'm trying to teach y'all today is that women have been getting away with it for years. And they're quick to say they're quick to say that black men or men in general are dangerous. You know what? There are a lot of dangerous men out there, and there's a lot of dangerous women out there too. You had a woman that was going around and stabbing kids. I still have the video. My Instagram almost got taken down for that. She was just randomly stabbing kids and got a slap on the wrist for insanity. Had that have been a man, you don't want to even go with me on that one. So forgive me for holding these women accountable, because back in the day, they could say anything. It was scary being a man. I'm sure it was for them. You had to be careful. You could look, whistle, smile, laugh, point, hug. You had to be careful. You might as well just been date men at that time, because anything could have got you in trouble. Nowadays, women can say, "Oh, you're not my type. Go somewhere, Pookie." But back then, if you weren't their type, I'm going to tell my brother. And all he did was say, "You look nice today, ma'am." You couldn't even say that. So forgive me for holding these women accountable for frauding the system on a lie, on a black man. Don't you think they had enough? So let me give Mahmoud a chance. Mahmoud, if you can keep it short, because I'm going to be getting off soon. Go ahead and speak, and then we'll go from there.
Well, to keep it short, I wanted to put a light on how people can skew the facts and skew the story. Well, they give you half truths so they can put their narrative and make you pay for them and do all that. So if I can show, I'll open my camera for a bit. Hold on. If you can look at my finger, if you can see this was by a bullet. This was inflicted by a bullet. I was once hit with a bullet from a gun, and what I can say is, well, it was an American soldier that hit me when I was playing in the playground. Man, and it put me in such trauma right now that I can't get off of for 10, 12 years now, because I've been a little kid and now I'm in my adulthood and I still can't get off that trauma. And I can give you a sob story and all of that. And then I'll get those donations. It's very easy to skew the narrative, to skew the facts, as long as you give the right story to play on people's emotions and make them give you all the money that you need. But if you look at the actual facts of it, this was actually a self-inflicted wound by me. It was a bullet. It was a bullet, but it was inflicted by me myself. When these type of stories come out, always make sure of the fact, because it's very easy that you only see one truth, and it was the thing that the people who posted it want you to see. Never believe anything you see. Always make sure to wait for all the sides of the story to come out, because it's very easy to come on these social media airwaves and say whatever you wanted to say to make yourself look good. That's all I wanted to say about the situation for today.
Thank you, Mahmoud. I appreciate you letting me know that. And you are right. Some people might have been, let's say, shot for real. And it could have been an accident. Oh, my cousin shot me, and it still left a mark. And they can go on, Facebook or TikTok and say that it just happened. And everyone will believe it. And I want you guys to know that we're in the world of great makeup. People can make you it look like they got assaulted. If anybody remember that woman, she's not American. She's from another country. She's a black woman. I don't know what country, Jamaica or Africa, I don't remember. But she made a video saying that her husband, he beat her up. And her eyes were really, really bad. Like, I mean, she had blood. It looked so real. And she said he beat her up because he caught her cheating. And everybody was like, well, you shouldn't have been cheating. It was 50-50 with everybody. But then they were like, wow, call 911. And when I got to the bottom of it and was getting ready to do what I do, it turned out that she put makeup on and lied. It was to promote her business. And then she retracted it and came out with a video saying, I'm sorry that I did that, you guys. It was wrong. How do you not know what's wrong before you press record? You mean to tell me you don't think it's wrong to act like your husband hurt you? With all these women that have stories today that actually went through it, and you thought this would be the right way, and they forgave her, and they've still followed her business. I just don't understand how we as women can continue to support someone who did such bad things. That's like me saying, I still want to be friends with Carly Russell. No, what Carly Russell needs to do is do some community service, give back, because she took away a lot from people. While they were looking for her, do you guys know that there was real women and men and kids out there really kidnapped? Somebody was being killed. Somebody was being choked. Somebody was being stabbed while they were out looking for Carly. The whole department. There was other people actually being harmed. And you guys sat there and told us to believe Carly? Y'all didn't care? Do y'all not care? What are we doing as people, y'all?
And also, one thing about Carly, Alabama has a history of black women disappearing and white people not caring. You finally get a case where you see white people giving a dang, mobilizing, like on the national level, and it's a hoax. It's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. You know the budget they spent
Finally see
on
traction.
looking for that girl, and she gonna pay. She doesn't have to pay any restitution back to the state in regards to them actually using all of those resources. Niggas had choppers out. They had dogs, the whole nine. Like
We know
Yep.
all of that cost thousands.
like they was
of
looking for Chapo again. I'm like, yo, did he get out?
If it had been,
What the fuck is?
if
How are
it
they
had
doing
been
it?
a man lying about being kidnapped, they would not have given him a break, y'all. I'm telling y'all the way it is now. Men, they are judged 10 times worse. And we can go back to the Selena Gomez, who made the face over Chris Brown. We know that Chris Brown assaulted Rihanna. Chris Brown came out and told his side. He told it years later to protect that big foreheaded ass bitch. The reason why I don't have any respect for Rihanna, because if she did forgive Chris Brown truly, she would have issued out a statement telling people, look, that night was one of the worst nights for both of us.
It was mutual combat.
Guys, let me finish.
That's basically what it was, because she definitely hit him with at least 3 uppercuts in the passenger seat.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
My bad.
So if she really cared about Chris Brown and forgave him like everybody's saying she did, she would have said, look, we both were not innocent that night. I was upset, in a rage, and I put my hands on him too. And even though I am a woman and I might not be as strong as he is, I knew hitting him and assaulting him, he would probably hit back. And that's what he did. The truth is, they both got into a fight because Rihanna was jealous. Chris Brown gets a text. Rihanna knows he came from another woman. And we're talking about the Chris Brown that just came out with all the women wanting him. The Chris Brown that said Erica Mena's breath smelled like shit. That Chris Brown. He was young in his prime. Everybody wanted him. He was hot. Everybody wanted a piece of Chris Brown.
Yeah, I remember that video.
They were riding in the car, and he gets the text message. Rihanna sees it, takes his phone. They're fighting over the phone. She's hitting him so he doesn't get the phone. Then it was said that she grabbed his balls so that he would let the phone go. And when you grab a man's balls, I'm just assuming it's like grabbing our titties. That shit hurts if you grab it wrong. And I'm not talking about grabbing it sexually. I'm talking about grabbing a man's balls violently, like grabbing our titties violently. That shit hurts. There's a difference between caressing and trying to pull them shits out, right? So imagine being a man driving in an expensive vehicle going fast, and you're trying to get your phone. Now, y'all know how y'all men are. When y'all know y'all got some holes and pussy pics and titty pics in the phone. She takes his phone, and they both got their hand on the phone. She grabs his balls with her other hand. Now I got to whoop your ass. So I don't condone domestic violence because y'all know I've been in it. But there was never a time in my relationship where I just got to hitting him, thinking he wasn't going to hit me back. Oh, you got to believe it. He would have probably knocked me into the next world. If anybody saw that movie Jason in Manhattan, when he took Manhattan and the black dude was fighting him with his boxing skills, Jason hit it one time and his head came off. That type of fighting. What I'm trying to tell y'all was that Rihanna wasn't innocent that night. Yes, Chris Brown put marks on her, but they both were fighting. Both were wrong. And notice how Chris Brown did not get her charged. He had marks too, you guys. It wouldn't have mattered if he had one scratch and it was bleeding. Rihanna would have been charged for assault too. Y'all know how assault works, right? If a police comes up on the scene of a DV incident and both of you guys have marks, I don't care if Rihanna had 30 and Chris had 2. Y'all both going in for assault. Let me tell you how Chris Brown protected the black woman, since y'all love that. Yes, he fought her because he was defending himself, but he never once took her down with him, and he had the injuries to prove it. He has scratches and marks on his shit too, but y'all don't want to talk about that because, you know, it's Chris Brown, and y'all love Rihanna. Y'all just love Rihanna, even though her baby daddy has a history of assault and violence. But y'all
Not to mention
love
he's a
Rihanna,
sex
right?
addict.
Y'all love Rihanna. So all I'm saying is Chris Brown has been judged ever since that happened. Nobody will let that shit go. But what angers me is how you guys are not enraged about Cardi B. Cardi B almost got me shut down last year. She got my first page shut down. If anybody knows what I did with Cardi B, I did bring up and I said, Reebok, why are you guys signing Cardi B, but you dropped Rick Ross? One was a lyric and the other one was the truth. And guess what? I had to send my ID into Instagram to get that page. Y'all think these celebrities are not petty? Y'all don't think that they don't like when we speak the truth? No, they don't. Cardi B almost got me shut down. I wasn't on Tasha K's level where I was lying on her, but I had the video of her admitting to her crime. So what I'm trying to tell y'all is, how come this world is not mad at Cardi B? She could perform at the Grammys, the VMAs. Y'all don't give a fuck. Do y'all know she was abusing men and women? Do y'all know that Cardi B hired a hitman to assault 2 strippers for fucking her husband? So you're telling me that those strippers deserve that? So you're telling me that when it's random women, it doesn't matter. But when it's Rihanna, oh shit, we need to be out in the streets. So Selena Gomez, her bloated face ass, she is a hypocrite. And y'all don't want to hold her. Now you see why Bieber backed off. I see why now. Now she got black dick in her. All I'm telling y'all is, how can you support Cardi B, Selena, but you're still mad at Chris Brown? Chris Brown has a history of being accused, but what was he convicted of besides Rihanna? Y'all can't tell me that. Well, remember that woman said he choked her? Remember that woman said he raped her? And it all was proven to be false. But I can tell you shit that Cardi B did that she was charged for. What about the felony assault for the stripper brawl? Y'all remember that? She got a felony assault for the stripper brawl that happened. And she got a slap on her wrist for that too. Then they gave her 15 days of community service for the hitman thing. She actually paid this man money to hurt these 2 strippers and got 15 days community service in a misdemeanor. But she already had priors. And y'all telling me that women don't get off? Can you imagine if that was Chris? Now, what if that was Chris Brown? What if Chris Brown hired a hitman to hurt 2 people?
He'd be doing 15 to 20 years.
Listen to me. Cardi B has been getting breaks her whole career. Y'all forgot when she mocked Akbar, right? Last year, she got into it with Akbar, and she told Akbar, you ain't been the same since Thug slapped the breath out of you. Akbar went through domestic violence with what's his name? Thug. What's his name? Not Young Thug, but you know what I'm talking about? The dude she was dating. He's a rapper.
I know what you're talking about.
So we all know she went through domestic violence. She told her story on Love and Hip Hop. And here's Cardi B mocking it. And yet y'all still love Cardi B. Cardi B gets no kind of accountability because you guys like her and she's a woman. She called black women roaches. She told one woman that her baby deserved to die. And y'all don't see how violent this woman is? If anybody watched Love and Hip Hop when Cardi B was on it, how many times did she jump the table and assault women? I can count like 15. And you're telling me that she's not worse than Chris Brown? She's worse.
Isn't she half black herself?
If Chris Brown did a fraction of what Cardi B did, he would be in prison right now still. So y'all can't tell me shit. Cardi B hiring a hitman to hurt 2 women when she could have did it herself, since she's from the Bronx and she got them blood issues. That's a bitch move. And yet y'all still support Cardi B. So I don't want to hear that shit. So this is why I'm on Roda. Because if I'm not on her, none of y'all will be on her. Y'all not going to care. Y'all not going to care. Y'all got to stop looking up to these celebrities and start actually using your brain. We don't use it enough in life. Rhoda lied about this entire thing. And I hate that every day I got to post about it. But every day I get something new. That's all I'm saying. I had to actually harass the news and say, hey, it's been all these days. Y'all don't want to report this? No. The Houston police said all they have to do is call us with the report number and we'll give them all the information for them to report. They haven't done it. Why wouldn't the news do that? That's a perfect story. So you know what I'm doing now? I'm working with Janelle at KU 11, Houston News, on a fraud report. This will be big for them to release it first, that woman that y'all been seeing on TikTok and the Shade Room, and she lied for GoFundMe donations. I said, that's going to be a great story for you, Janelle. Let me help you break it. I got all the tea. I'm waiting for a call back from her, too. I got like 5 people reaching out to me. They should be. That's how serious I am about this case. Because after this woman is put on blast for lying, like Carly was, that's one less thing they'll lie about next. You think another woman's going to say she was kidnapped when she saw what happened with Carly?
So says a lot about the Black community.
They're going to think of a new lie, but it won't be that same lie. You see what I'm saying? All I'm trying to do is empower.
True
because
story.
men can't do what I'm doing. They don't have the capability. A lot of them probably have a lot of tea like me, but they don't want to release it because they don't want to lose. When I say lose, if a man was doing what I was doing right now, he wouldn't have a job. He wouldn't have a reputation. They would try to ruin him because he's doing something that women don't like, accountability. So I'm trying to speak for the men and women who believe in facts. So that Conscious Lee guy, he might even block me because he knows that he has to come to my page and see the facts. The facts are, Rhoda, she lied about too much. I mean, when I showed the officer all my proof, she told me, what is Houston doing over there? If you showed them all this is kind of like basic. Like, duh, this ain't true. She said, but at the same time, if she gave them no information on that report, it's just a report number, ma'am. That's it. She's saving herself from false reporting. I said, I already know that. You don't think I know the law? In order for it to be a false report, they got to have a description. You can't just say I was assaulted by an unknown male. I'm not pinning it on nobody. There's no race, right? There's no description. It's just unknown male. There's nothing a cop can do with that, right? So they're not going to have to use any resources. They're not going to have to investigate because there's nothing they can investigate. But as soon as you say he was dark, he had a hat on, glasses, and he smoked weed, and he had a headset in, I'm talking about Daquan. That's a description. Now they got a description of who they need to find.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. I live in New York State. I was nowhere near that woman or in the vicinity of that crime. Please do not put me. Listen, I got alibis for days. I swear, I was on surveillance at work. I'll be going home. I got cameras in my house. I don't play none of that. I'm not going to jail for a black woman.
We know that, boy. We know that. I'm using you as an example. What I'm saying is
a description. I love you too.
Is a description. And another thing the officer told me that made me laugh. She said, "Listen, ma'am, I've been called on many assault cases, and there's never been a time where someone didn't give me a description." She said, because if we come all the way out there and you tell us I don't know anything and you wasted our time coming out there, now you just put the heat on you because you wasted our time. You wasted our time. So at the end of the day, ladies, we have to stop doing this. If Rhoda wanted to go viral, she could have stayed on that hate men train and she would have made it. Y'all know how many women make it hating men? They make it in this social media world. Women love it. Women love it. If a woman says men ain't nothing, black men, all they do is produce. They got a trend right now on TikTok where it gives you a mustache. And all these black women were using the filter saying, me leaving my 5 kids for a white woman. Me having 6 baby mamas. All they did was trash black men. And the Shade Room posted it. That is so funny. Yay! But let a man do one. Let a man do one. This is me lying about a kidnapping. This is me lying about being assaulted. You women would call the Me Too movement on speed dial. So you see what I'm saying? They make fun of black men. It wasn't funny to me. I didn't laugh not once. Because you're black women talking about your own men. How many Karens are doing that? How many Cynthias, Jessica, Gonzalez? You see why men are getting passports. Because y'all think it's funny to mock black men, but you want those men to protect you. You can't have it both. Hold on, we got somebody else on. KB, I'm gonna give you a chance, and then I'm gonna give. Is it Wale?
Yes, Wale.
So, Wale. Oh, hey, hold on, Wale. Wale, where you from?
I'm from Nigeria.
Okay, you know what, KB,
Well,
you
go on,
hold on.
brethren.
I think this is a good one. KB, you last after this. I'm gonna let Wale, you go, honey buns.
Why it's called? Just don't worry. It's called just the way you're the American singer Wale. Yeah, it's called
Yeah,
Wale.
man.
Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead,
man.
I
Wale. I love his. Okay, y'all, we gotta be quiet for this. Go ahead, Wale.
you know do you know why I actually love what you're doing? I love it because it's it's good when women are the ones doing the investigation and the like I'm a Nigerian. I live in Nigeria. But when I saw that whole thing, I just knew that something wasn't right. Because the impact of a brick, even if it is a stone, because we play with stones when we're younger. The impact of a stone, even if it is tiny, as how will I put it, a gram of stone, the impact it will do on your body, it will you are either going to be bleeding or there's going to be a deformity on your body. So when there was no deformity, something was fishy. Then one thing I don't understand about the black communities. We call in Yoruba, in my tribe, they say we should what? We should first wait for evidence before we make any conclusion. There was no evidence. Everybody just started saying all kind of things, all manner of things. I'm like, we don't even know what happened. We are just hearing what she said. Like, how do you go about, like, who in his normal human brain? I don't need to be a white person. I don't need to be a dark person. I don't need, like, normally I just have to, okay, fine, I agree. We are going to what everybody should have done. Pet her. Let us look for evidence. Let us find who this person is. Then we can parade the person so that this person can be used as a scapegoat that will deter other men from doing any kind of damage to a woman because the woman will not give him or him his number. Sorry, him her number, whatever, whatever. That should be have been the adequate or right proper response. How this became a black man versus black woman thing for almost 1 week is crazy. Like, don't people use their head? Like, why must there be a woman versus man in every issue? Why can't there just be, okay, wrong versus right? Like, why can't we all just have a situation where this person is wrong, this person is right, based on the evidence that we have? So that threw me off balance. So I like what you're doing because I like when people are holding other people accountable, especially if it was guys, if it was a man that did this, and we
Yeah,
men,
man.
women stand up and say, yes, you're a scammer, you did this, you cheated. That is how it should be. Because if
Mm.
if it was a man that was doing what you were doing, I'm very sure the whole of TikTok will have banned his account. They will call his job, they will do everything. But since you're a woman, they can't. The only thing they will do is they will call you a pick me. So I'm very happy what you're doing because since I've been watching I watched your evidence, your videos from MTR and this in Shishu Z because that's my brother from Zambia. So I was watching your this, and that was how I got your channel, and I'm very happy because this is what needs to be done. The society we are in right now, clout is a drug, and a lot of people need to understand that they can't just be making up stories and making people pay, rally around them because of their skin color or anything. Let us just be after the fact. If you are doing the right thing, let us support you. If you are doing the wrong thing, let us castigate you, admonish you, chastise you. Not just, oh, she's a black woman, let us support her. No, what is really paining me is the fact that nobody even cared to find the culprit. That is the most painful aspect of this whole issue. How nobody, like, okay, Rhoda, who is this man? For a week, for 1 week, nobody questioned who was the person. Like, there isn't there shouldn't there be a figurative, like a description of the person that did this to you? Nobody questioned it. Not even the most, how will I put it, the feminist on TikTok, and even this consciously guy. I don't know who gave birth to this guy, but seriously, that guy is not a man. I don't think that guy is a man. Because if that guy is a man and he calls himself a man, he will not be supporting Rhoda blindly because he is just too, what I call it, he's just a word away from being accused of something that he would be defending all his life. So how will a man like consciously think that he's exempted from accusation from a woman? Because I don't understand how he's just going about defending this girl without any evidence. So I really appreciate what you are doing, and I just came here to say thank you very much, Daphne. Thank you
Thank you.
very much, Queen of
Every,
accountability. I
every,
yield my mic.
okay, thank you so much, y'all. So y'all just heard from Wale, and I love his accent. Second, he's calling from Nigeria, and he's telling me, it didn't make sense to him either. I did. What is that? Is that you, Daquan? Is that you? No, that's not you, Daquan. Somebody has a lot of static in there. Can you mute? So basically what he's saying is what I've already said, but I want to address, I'm just gonna say just Jay. I ain't gonna say all that stuff at the beginning. I don't know, sis. I say if someone wants a passport, do that and move along. So I need you to understand that a lot of men, this is why they do take a passport and go somewhere else, because look at how our American women are. We have to call it what it is. In other countries, these women are nothing like that. I've had women from other countries, Iraq and Italy and Europe, and they tell me your American women are dangerous. Like, you're the only American woman that we actually like, because we wouldn't want to be in that atmosphere of women who have to lie to get attention. We don't have to do that here. We love our men, and we don't badger and belittle our men on TikTok. Show me another race of woman who does it at higher rates as us. If you ask me to do a percentage, I would say out of 100%, 80% are Black women bringing down Black men. So don't get mad when he's dating Maria. Don't get mad when he's dating Becky, because they're not doing what we're doing. You got to call that shit what it is. And a lot of y'all want to deflect it because you don't like to hear that men want to leave y'all alone, but you're the reason that they want to leave this place, because you guys are dangerous. They want a woman that's going to be calm, collective, and think on logic. They're not telling you not to have a voice. They're telling you to use your brain before you use your mouth. That's all they're saying. A lot of you women take that as disrespect, but you're going to have to take it as that. I keep telling y'all, when I was younger, I didn't think with my brain. I did everything with my mouth without any logic behind it. It was emotion. And then when someone told me to shut the fuck up and use my brain because I wasn't attractive when I opened my mouth, I had to learn. I had to learn to be better. So men that get passports because they're afraid of American women, there's nothing wrong with that. You don't hear men lying on women at the same rates. It ain't even a close race. You feel what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say to you, Just Jay, is you have to understand the truth behind it. It's not that they hate Black women. They don't like women who lie. Why would any man want to marry someone that can eventually end their life by making up a lie? It happens too often here. But when they go to these places like China and Italy and all these other beautiful places, these women treat them like royalty, and they reciprocate that love. It ain't just they coming out there and being treated like I married me a slave. No, they like women that are equally yoked to them. And out here, women are not equally yoked. They want to be the leader. If you go into a lion's den, the male lion is always going to be in front of the woman lion. He's protecting her. So in order for you to be protected, you got to get the fuck behind the man. But you women want to be on the side or in front. And that's not the way it works. So you can't get mad when men get that passport and leave. You made him leave. You have to do better as a woman. I'm not saying women aren't getting passports either, but I guarantee you that most men want to get the fuck out of here. Women will be like, oh, I'm leaving America because these men are dangerous. Baby, they're dangerous everywhere. And women are too. You got these women that will get you to come into the hostel and get you killed. Y'all be thinking that these men are the bad ones. You got to watch out for these women. When it comes to sex trafficking, the women are the forefront because they know how to play on your heartstrings. Hey, I love your nails. Well, my sisters of them. Come to our nail party. Okay. Y'all so fucking stupid. It's that easy. Now they got somebody they're going to kidnap. Bring your kids. We have a kiddie section where they do the kids' nails. Okay. That's how easy it is for a sex trafficker. They would never do the same thing twice where it's going to create a trail. Y'all got to learn how to read and educate yourself. Y'all keep thinking they're putting drugs on gum and dollars and wigs. No, they're not doing that. Y'all just creating that to get likes and views and money. You don't hear men saying, I was driving and there was a car behind me. It was a black van and Men are not doing shit that y'all doing, but y'all keep thinking that they only traffic women. Wrong. They traffic kids, boys, girls, and men. They might need organs from the men. It ain't just women they're taking. There's a lot of men that are missing right now that y'all don't even give a fuck about. But if I posted it today, y'all still wouldn't give a fuck about it. There's a lot of men that are just randomly missing. We're supposed to start a new job and they're gone. And y'all don't even care about that. But let it be a woman missing and y'all want the whole world to look for them. What about the men? So what I'm saying to you guys is there's a reason behind the passport movement. Because these women out here in America, why would a man want a woman that's going to believe anything somebody else says? That's dangerous. You know what, babe? When someone tells me something, I think and analyze it first, and then I react. That's the kind of woman they want. That's not here in America, unfortunately. A lot of y'all women think on emotion. So let me go through this. I'm going to let KB talk, and then I'm going to give the floor to Deacon. KB, go ahead.
What's up? So I'm not gonna hold you too long. So I was just wanted to say, man, that just this whole situation with Carly Russell, with Rhoda, or how do you say her name? With this whole situation, it just it is pretty much an exact representation of the black community and the black culture, in my opinion. Just because you would, like I said, you would think the black community would actually learn after Carly Russell, but the fact that black women, and you have some betas jumping so quick to, bash black men, and come to find out that the whole situation is fake. It becomes a point of contention, with a lot of folk, what's the motive? A lot of sisters say, hey, there's a war between black men and black women, and a war that black men probably don't even want to really be a part of. So my whole thing is this whole situation is just showing, man, how hypocritical the black community is, because now with all of this information coming out, still haven't got any apologies. Nobody really cares. It's some people kind of just brushing it off. A lot of your sisters are brushing it off, and they're just like, you know what, hey, we're just going to keep, either they're going to defend it or they're just going to ignore it. And it's just like, how can we move forward if we're just, once again, if we're just going to continue to constantly look at these situations and say, okay, well, you know what, hey, we're going to jump and believe what they say the first time. And then as time go on, we're seeing that, okay, well, you know what, this person is false, what, this person is lying. Hey, we ain't going to say anything about it, because I still yet have to see the shade room. Is the shade room really posting any of this stuff? Is the shade room over here, man, trying to say, hey, well, you know what, this is over here pretty much scammed the whole community. What can we do to go ahead, man, and hold this sister accountable? Shade room is not doing that. Hollywood Unlocked is not doing that. A lot of these black sites are not doing that. So that's that's all I wanted to say.
Well, I appreciate that, guys. It looks like there's a whole argument going on in these comments. I don't know. Somebody's telling me that somebody else is in here is a devil. I don't know what's going on in the comments. Y'all got to fix that. We don't talk about the devil over here. I'm not with that. So I don't know what arguments y'all got going on in these comments, but y'all please clean it up. I'm gonna go ahead and go to Deacon, and then I'm going to go to Ms. Oh, we got a woman on here. Is it Kalea? Kalea? Okay, Kalea,
Hey.
You're gonna be right after Deacon. I just wanted to hear your voice. We have Kalea. You've been on one of my shows before in the past, right?
Yes.
I remember that beautiful profile pic, y'all. Kalea is a chocolate, beautiful goddess, y'all. Kalea is single. She's always ready to mingle. I'm just playing, Kalea. I'm not going to do that to you today. I'm not going to do that to you, Kalea. But, Kalea, hold on one
What you
second.
mean, Daphne? No,
You
get
remember
the rest of
Kalea
that
before?
resume. Don't bullshit us now. Nah,
Okay.
hold up.
I remember her smile. This is a beautiful person. But hold
That's
on,
a
Kalea. I'm going to
fact.
let Deacon go, and then I'm going to go to you, beautiful, okay?
Okay.
Go ahead, Deacon.
Hey, how y'all doing? I rarely come up for anything. You might see me around the space here and there. I like to donate and support people who promote the overall welfare of black men, also known as Deacon Salty Balls. All right. I will say that from what I observe of this person, I think it's more sinister than we're looking at it. This person is a student at the University of Texas. She also has a master's from Columbia University. People like this, what they do is they go to these different places with their whole ideologue perspective, and they kind of name brand their effery, and when they enter these sort of scholastic environments and things like that, and they engage in research, The problem is research informs policy, and thus, have a trickle down effect on all of us. So that's a problem. This person is currently a student at the University of Texas. I'm just putting this out there. And I think that honesty, whether it's academic honesty or even, the way someone conducts themselves in society should be reflective of what they're eventually going to do. This person would be responsible for putting stuff out there. And as we can already see, this person has shown themselves a little early. So this is a problem. I just wanted to put that out there.
I want to say thank you. Yeah, a lot of people following me. They already knew she was a student. I already called it out in Austin. She works for the school too. She has two jobs. She's an assistant, and then she's a athletic trainer or something like that, like where she trains. So she does two different jobs and makes less than 24,000 a year. So they were familiar she was a student. She even told on herself in 2020 and told everybody that she has 6-figure student loan debt. That was in 2020. So she is buried in debt right now. She also owed a PP loan that she never paid, and they got charged off on her credit. She owed the courts. She just paid the courts. I looked at her balance and it's zero. So I've been on her so hard. She's trying to go back and fix her mistakes. But one thing about me is once you've already put those lies out there for us to take and save, you can't go back. I'm praying that Rhoda, and here's the thing, if Rhoda can come out and say, look, I messed up, y'all. My back is against the wall. I'm not gonna lie. I went the coward route and I lied on a man because I needed the money. And I've been doing this and I finally got caught. I just hope that you guys can forgive me. I'm gonna use my degree. I'm gonna give back to people. I'm gonna make sure these the GoFundMe donations go back to everybody. And I just want you guys to forgive me because I'm not perfect. And I want to say I'm sorry. If she can do that, I'll erase everything off of my page. I let it go. We over with. She's not going to do that. If she was woman enough to do that, I would have a great deal of respect for Rhoda, especially as a student. I have 2 master's degrees, so I know all about education, but I also know about saying I'm sorry. She did a lot. Not even Carly Russell did that for y'all. She had people speak on her behalf, and that's why I don't like Carly Russell, and I will never have respect for that woman because she couldn't do it. Put the wig on, put your makeup on, and you come and tell everybody you were sorry. We need the sorry to be as loud as those lies. You pinned it on a whole couple that didn't exist. But here you guys are playing the, oh, she poor baby. They even started to GoFundMe for her. So what I'm saying is even when we exposed Carly, we didn't get an apology from Carly. Her ex-boyfriend came out, yeah, I didn't know what was going on. Yes, he did. He knew something. You know crazy when you see it, especially if you fucked it. Don't sit up here and play with us, bro. I held that man accountable too. He was a coward too. He used her fake disappearance as a way to get followers and views. He turned all the comments off, right? So all you could do is like the picture and follow him. He knew what he was doing. To me, I think he knew all about it. And the fact that Carly said she was in on it by herself, I don't believe that. I truly believe that man was in on it with her. I really do, y'all. And at the end of the day, still wrong is wrong, right? So at the end of the day, I'm gonna stick to my revelation on how I feel about that. But now that we're on Rhoda, she did this on her own. And I want to remind you guys, she was engaged in February of this year. She was supposed to be planning 3 weddings, according to her Facebook. She got engaged to a man named Steven that's also a doctor. And I posted all his stuff on my Instagram and everything too. What happened to that engagement? What happened? Because when I went to his page, he's living his best life with these Europeans and all these other women that are not black. Some they add up. Some they add up. So I said either that engagement got called off and that just sent her down a spiral. Something happened. Okay, Miss Kalea, you're on, boo.
Thanks for having me. See y'all around.
All right, hey everyone. So I won't be long. I'm just gonna keep it very simple. So I'm pretty sure women are wondering why Miss Daphne, myself, and women that defend black men the way they do. It it's just as simple as this. Um, like you have husbands, you have brothers, you have nephews, uncles, male cousins. Like, imagine them being falsely accused of any such. It's just mind-boggling to me, like how women speak the way they do as if they don't have any male men in their lives. It's just simple as that. So that being said, like Daphne, I'm gonna defend my black brothers. They are kings. They are our leaders, and I appreciate them. Period, point blank. And that's that.
Now y'all heard that from a beautiful black woman, Kalea. She was on one of my shows a while back, very soft spoken. Y'all heard how she spoke, right? And y'all
She's
can hear the
gorgeous.
truthfulness in her voice. A beautiful soul, y'all. Like I said, when people think I hate women, it's it's not even that. Y'all call it
Kalea is a
hate.
fine woman.
Y'all call it hate when it's accountability. That's all it is. And it might come off as hate because you guys are not used to being held accountable. You're used to be told you're used to being told that you're right. You're not wrong. It's okay. Keep lying, baby. Keep lying because these motherfuckers ain't gonna catch it. So keep lying. That's how a lot of y'all were raised. And I'm just trying to help y'all because lying won't get you anywhere. And you can't. And there was a woman on Twitter who goes by Pepper Spray. Her name is Pepper Spray _ on Twitter. Yeah, I'm putting you on blast. She told me, how can you sit there and talk about a black woman? And I hope that they investigate you. And this is harassment. This was a white woman we're talking about. She was so concerned she was in black people business.
We
Right?
don't worry about Karens. You know that.
One thing you're not going to do is get in my business. And I told Karen, stay in your lane. Stay in your no mouth lane. Stay in there because this is not what you want. This is not your fight. Me holding another black woman as a black woman, that's not your business, Pepper Spray. That's not your business. I'm not gonna put her government name out there. I'm not gonna do that to her. But you can go to her. You can go to my Instagram and my Twitter, CelebriD, and you'll see it. I don't appreciate women trying to insert themselves into something that don't belong to them. See, women love to stick together when it is supporting another woman, right or wrong. When Cardi B said, "I drugged them," yeah, walked him up the stairs, yeah, and you women were like, "Well, why did they trust the stripper?" That's like asking a grape victim, why were you wearing a skirt? Right? Y'all don't want to hear that shit, right? But it's okay for y'all to tell the men, well, why did you follow a stripper? Anybody knows in a strip club, you go to a private room for a private dance because you want privacy. You don't go in there hoping to be drugged and violated and robbed and then have a man wearing a dress do some things to you while you're not conscious. That isn't right. Do y'all know the extent of what Cardi B did? I had to do it to survive. Yep. I don't care what
that
you
was
had to do.
sodomy.
A lot of people come from rough areas where they had to do a lot to survive. But one thing they didn't do was that. Cardi B was lucky that none of those people killed her. That's what she's lucky for. And the thing about it is, why would a victim come forward and say, "Yep, another man assaulted me while I was drugged up"? It's embarrassing for a man to admit that. So just because her victims haven't come forward doesn't mean it didn't happen. She was very detailed. You mean to tell me that the guy she did that to didn't know it happened when they woke up and didn't have no money? So what I'm trying to tell you guys, it's embarrassing for a man to be drugged. And he probably wasn't supposed to be at the strip club. To be honest, he could have been married, engaged, in a relationship. So there's a lot of things that factor into it. But still, it doesn't give you a right to do that. That's like telling a grape victim, you should have been wearing a skirt walking at 3 a.m. in the morning. Who does that? What do they call that? You're victimizing. But you guys can do it to the men. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Am I going too deep for y'all? Am I preaching too much? That's all I'm saying.
What Cardi B
did and admitted
all hypocritical.
What Cardi B admitted to me was the most disgusting and vile thing I ever heard. And when she said, "Yeah, my ex cheated," so yeah, gave him some perk, yeah, and I can't say the T word, but it rhymes with granny. She had a granny assault her ex-boyfriend while he was drugged up because he cheated. Cheating is wrong, but that's not how you get anyone back. Why would her ex say, "Yep, it happened to me, y'all. Yep, my butt was sore for weeks"? Ain't no man gonna admit that. It's embarrassing, belittling. That's why her victims haven't come forward. They are embarrassed. They were not only drugged and robbed, but some of them were SA, sexually assaulted. But y'all sit there and still praise Cardi. Hey, go ahead, queen. Bongos. Y'all love the new song, right? But if it's Chris Brown coming out with a new song, oh, we can't support a wife beater. Nope. We can't support a wife beater. Karuchi said, and this person said, y'all just like going off of what somebody said. The only thing he was charged and convicted of is for what he did to Rihanna in 2009, because he took the fall for a black woman. He didn't say, well, you know what? She took my phone and grabbed my balls and she twisted my balls real good and I punched her lights out. Those hits came from pain. Those hits came from pain. I know if somebody grabbed my titties and twisted them, I'm going to try to end you. I really am. It's going to be over for you. I'm going to try my best to kill you. So imagine being in a speeding car and you got one hand on the wheel and someone takes your titties or your balls and they twist them up real good. So what I'm saying to y'all is it isn't a fair game for men out here today. That's why we have to hold Roda accountable. Because if we don't, somebody else is going to say something. And I keep telling these women, I actually went on GoFundMe last night and started going through these campaigns and verifying stories. I do that sometimes for the hell of it because there's people like Alicia Nelson who's dying of cancer. I just saw her update. Anybody knows that since they don't think I love Black women, if you go to my Facebook, Daphne Ford Sutton, the pin post is Alicia Nelson. She's the person I told y'all that are going to be leaving behind 4 kids, 13 to 5 years old, 3 girls and a boy. Her cancer is so big now, it has stretch marks on it. Her legs are so big, they're 5-6 times the size of a normal leg. She could barely get up. Her time is coming. It's coming. And she's a Black woman, same age as Roda. She's 33 years old and leaving behind 4 kids, 13 years old to 5 years old. That woman needs those GoFundMe donations, not Roda. Her story has been verified and all over the news. The news has picked up her story because it's the truth. Y'all see the difference? I support that Black woman. And she gave me my flowers. She said, Daphne, thank you for being one of the first to share my story. I didn't tell her I wanted money from her. If she would have went to the Shade Room, mind you, the Shade Room posted Roda's story that got 1 million likes, but they didn't post Alicia's story. But y'all still like the Shade Room, right? I'm just hitting y'all with gems. Some of y'all don't even know Alicia's story. How come the Shade Room didn't post that? Because it's positive. Do you know what they could have done for that woman with 28 million followers? This woman's actually dying of cancer. If anybody's ever had someone die in their life of cancer, have you ever had it to where the person's planning their funeral? Have you ever had it to where the person's actually picking out their casket, telling you who they want at their funeral, picking their obit? Have you ever heard of someone doing that? Well, you just heard of it now. Alicia's doing that. Alicia Nelson is doing that right now. And she smiles every day on TikTok, y'all. And then there's some videos where she's bald and she's in tears. I love that woman. I don't even know her personally, but she has taken on to me like I've taken on to her. Maybe it's because she's leaving behind 3 girls and a boy, and my mother left behind 3 girls and a boy. Maybe that's why I feel like me and her are close. But I love that woman. And when she gave me my flowers, I did cry because so many Black women talk bad about me, but I don't see y'all doing shit to help other people. Y'all just want me to be this person that rides y'all hate train, and I can't do that. I can't do it. But the Shade Room didn't post Alicia. They posted Roda. Roda took away from that. Roda took away from that. And that's how the Shade Room is. If Alicia would have said, can you post my story? They would have told her $1,000 for 24 hours. You feel what I'm saying? But Sean King posted her story. Shout out to Sean King. She put me, Sean King, and James Dixon on her GoFundMe as people that actually helped her garner hundreds and thousands of dollars. Oh, y'all, I sent her story to everybody I knew that was in the high upper echelon. And as soon as I posted her story, she went from $990 to almost $700,000 today. You know, 4 kids are going to need that. 4 kids are going to need it. So I want y'all to know that you can talk about me all you want. But when I go to her GoFundMe and I see my name on it, I don't see none of your other big famous platforms. You got platforms with bigger pages than me that haven't done anything like that without them getting something in return. I'm getting nothing in return for this. This was all just me doing it. So y'all can say whatever y'all want, but you got these platforms making 10, 15,000 a month on Facebook, YouTube, all across, getting fat checks. And I don't see no donations on that woman's page. So you'll see my name on there, but you won't see theirs. So say what you want, but I'm out here doing real shit for Black women. But y'all sit there and think that I don't, and it's okay. But I know what I'm doing. Like the last few people that I helped were all women. So what I'm saying to y'all is today is that Roda will be held accountable. I'm just not going to let her just get away with this. I can't. If I let her get away with it, the next woman will too. And if y'all don't think 11 people being exposed last year for fraud is one big thing, then I can't help y'all on that. But we got to stop doing this. These women make me mad. If we can go into the ring, I would uppercut every woman that came in the ring and lied about a GoFundMe and blame the man. I would hit them with a good right hook. And I have a
want front row tickets.
I got to meet. That's how it is. So I'm just trying to tell y'all that it's not right, and we have to do better. I forgot we have B Law. B Law, forgive me, man, for all the rant. I'm gonna let B Law talk, and then I'm gonna wrap up. B Law, it's all yours. B Law, you there? Going once? Oh, let me make sure I didn't mute him. B Law.
Hello.
B Law, go ahead, hon.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, how you doing, Miss Daphne? You all right?
I'm good.
So I just kind of wanted to give you your flowers because I gotta say something here. I think it's crazy the amount of hatred that you and your husband receive from just I just don't understand it really. I just think that it's kind of crazy. I mean, I guess my whole thing that I find it kind of ironic is that a lot of these women that feel a type of way about you, you know, you would think that they would aspire to be married and to get advice from a married woman, and you are a married woman who's clearly has a pretty decent relationship with her husband. I would think that they would admire a woman as yourself that is, you know, been in a pretty decently length marriage and is able to kind of speak from a perspective. And the thing is that you're an equal opportunist accountability holder, so you hold men and women accountable. I just find it crazy how the way you're treated on the internet. I just want to know, like, is your mental health okay?
Wow. You know, I'm not gonna lie, man. You asking me that, I rarely get asked that question from people. And I'm not gonna say it don't happen. People do ask me if I'm okay. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not okay. The reason why I'm not okay is because I'm angry and I'm upset that so many things are happening. And when you try to get in the forefront of them and you try to help people, they still see it as you being a devil. One thing I don't like to be called is a devil. And I got called that by that officer, the ex-officer who lied about being abducted by Lyft, allegedly about to be abducted by Lyft with laced gum and a black van in front of him. She called me a demon. And when she told me, she said, "Hey, demon, post your receipts." I posted my receipts and she blocked me. So you asked me to show you the proof. Then when I show it, you block me, but you called me a devil. And it comes from women who have Bible verses in their heading. I'm not a devil. And when you quote God, I tell you, have you read Revelation? Have you even read the Bible? Do you know how God was? You know, he wiped out a whole village that had kids. He didn't play. So how you mad at me? And I'm not coming off as God and saying I'm perfect. If I was lying for GoFundMe, I would want someone to expose me too. Because I'm lying. It isn't right. But I don't do that. That's not what I do. All I do is try to give back. So when I do log off for all this, I go to my husband. I said, "Hey, whenever you feel like you want me to stop, I delete all my accounts right now. Just give me the word." He'll say no. My husband is not fearful. He comes from the trenches, but his family is very well connected. Going to a family reunion and seeing over 600 people, I've never been to a family reunion. That's how small my family is. I don't even know how many family members I really got left in this world. I don't know. We grew up just like that, isolated. So my mom and grandmother died, and we were just with my dad. All I had was my dad and my sisters and my brother. That's all I had. So we grew up that way. So having nothing, you know, it's already tough. You know, it's already tough in life. So I'm trying to help people and give back because I remember how it was when I had nothing. So again, my mental health isn't perfect right now, but my husband's helping me deal with that because sometimes the therapist needs therapy too. And people forget that. You might go see a person and spend $100 and then they go home every day to a cheating husband, to domestic violence, to someone dying. And then they come in to see you and you pay them $100 an hour and they suffering. They suffering too, but they have to put on a mask. I can't do that. I had to actually cancel some coaching sessions because I'm not myself. I'm upset. I feel like what Rhoda did. And then somebody sent me a video of her saying, "I lie to men. That's what I do." Ha 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 ha. And she laughed. She said she lies to people and men. And who would make a video like that just for jokes? Right? And then you hear all this stuff happening. So no, my mental health isn't good. But what makes me feel better is when someone says, "Hey, Daphne, you know what? I'm short. I need some diapers, you know, for my kids. And I get to send them what you guys are sending me." And I want to say thank you to those people who did send me cash apps. I have been helping people all week, and it's been a blessing. And I think every time I send something to someone else and they send me a voice note saying you changed my life just for sending them $50, that ain't nothing. I want to say thank you to Emmanuel, Kearney, Wayne Gilmore, Doug Webb, Felix Edward. These are the ones I see right now on my notifications. Thank you guys for sending me cash apps. Like I said, I don't do what these other platforms do. I actually give it back to people because they need it more. It feels good to have it. I hate when I can't give them everything, but I'm not rich. I don't claim to make $1 million a year. I don't do none of that. That's why when people say I'm going to expose her for what am I lying about? I don't say I drive a Bentley. I don't say I live in a mansion. I don't have to claim that type of life. I'm just giving you the truth. You know, someone said your husband doesn't work for the news station. I gave them the phone number and said call and ask for him. You think I'm scared? You think he's scared? No. My husband works for the top news station in Illinois. If you want to know where it is, go to his page and look. I don't have to say it. So all I'm saying is I have no reason to lie about my life because I tell everybody my life. Most of these content creators, y'all don't know shit about them. They just get on in front of a camera and say, ladies, your pussy stinks. And everybody says, and it's funny. But y'all really not listening to what they're saying. Most of these people you guys have been following, do you know if they're married? Are they in a relationship? Do they tell you anything personal about their life? Because before I become their life coach, I tell them something personal about me so that they're comfortable with me. I'm not perfect. I'm a work in progress too, even if I'm helping you. Sometimes my clients help me. Can you believe that? We help each other. So I need y'all to understand that I never come off as perfect. I tell everybody my story because I have nothing to hide. See, they can't Derek Jackson me. They can't Steve Harvey me. They can't do that to me because I've already told everybody my life. You feel me? So when you have nothing, well, we know you got your ass beat for 3 years. All my followers know that. Next. Well, we know you were on suicide watch for 2 weeks. All my followers know that. I have nothing to hide, literally. Well, we know that your mom got shot. My followers know that. See, that's how you get people to understand where you're coming from. A lot of these content creators with hundreds and thousands of subscribers, they only follow someone that creates a facade. But when they log out of their accounts for the day and they go home to probably living in bad areas, you just think they live somewhere nice because they went to the library for the setup. Y'all got to know what I'm talking about here. A lot of them are struggling, but they're making you think life is good. And they never give back. I don't get to see a lot of creators say, you know what? Today I want to bless 5 men and 5 women. Last year, I blessed so many people with custom shirts. Oh, my dad passed away. Can you do this? I got their picture restored. I did all that for free, y'all. I gave away thousands of merchandise, thousands of dollars worth of merchandise last year. And they didn't have to pay a penny. Hey, Daphne, my mom passed away. And, you know, I don't have anything to give anybody for Christmas. So we customized a shirt with their mom on it. And she was able to give it all to them. And I just bit the bullet for the price. Well, Daphne, how do you do that if you're not rich? Donations, they add up. I told you guys, James Dixon, he's donated almost $3,000 to me already. The man always sends me money because he knows where it goes. There's no doubt where it goes. So what I'm telling you guys is, if I wanted money from people, every show, I would do more shows and ask for money. Before the Roda situation, y'all didn't even see me on here. Before Carly, I wasn't on here that much. It had been like almost 3 months. So if I wanted money, chilling. I would do shows and tell people put my Cash App in the heading. I just started doing that because Gail, anybody that knows Gail, I want to give her flowers right now too. Before
Gail, a real one. I'll be seeing her all over on Real Talk.
Anybody, let me put this up here. Let me find one of her things. Gail, her name is Gail at Night.
Yeah, shout out to Mama.
That this woman, I see why she's a moderator for like 15,000 pages. She all over. Daquan, boy, I'm gonna mute you in a minute. One thing about Gail is she tells them, hey, that's Daphne's content. Give her her flowers. There's been bigger pages over the last few days that have like 500,000 subs, 800,000. One person had 1 million. And I've been getting inboxes from people saying, hey, this is you. They're giving you a shout out. I want to say thank you to those pages who are now giving me my flowers. It took a while, but I'm finally getting it. I stayed quiet. But one thing about Gail is, if she's a moderator for that page, she's telling them, hey, that's Daphne's. That's hers. Give her credit. There's a reason why she's one of the top moderators or like across a bunch of pages. She's honest, she's ethical, and she actually cares. And this is a Black woman we're talking about. Very beautiful Black woman, just naturally beautiful. Gail, I want to give you your flowers and I want to tell you thank you. I really want to tell you thank you. You do a lot for people, and I hope that people are doing a lot for you. And I want to be able to work with you outside of this because I want to do something special for Gail. Like I said, there's a lot of Black women who absolutely love me. They absolutely love me. Probably want to date me, but I'm married. But they tell me that I help them become better. You feel me? They tell me that
Yeah.
I help them become better. And that makes me happy when a woman can give another woman her props, because so many women don't like me. And the only reason why they don't like me is because of what I do. It's nothing I did to them. Let that sink in. It's nothing I
Yes.
did to them. I'm not that type of woman that would just bully someone. But if you call accountability bullying, then I'm going to bully away. And if what I was doing to Rhoda was bullying, let me tell y'all, knock on wood, my new Instagram, the Queen of Accountability, hasn't had one violation yet. So if I was doing something wrong, I would have already been violated by now by Instagram. They would have probably took the shit down. I haven't had one yet. And I've been running this page for 2 months now, and we're clean, y'all. No violations. Thank God. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is I'm not out here to hurt anybody. I'm not out here to upset someone. Like Just Jay. Just Jay said, I see where you're coming from. But Just Jay, I see where you're coming from too. She might not, or he might not, whoever it is, they might not agree with me, but we can agree to disagree. Well, Daphne, I think they're getting their passports because that's what they want. They want a foreign woman. Well, I think they get one because these American women are dangerous. Okay, we can agree to disagree. At the end of the day, they getting the passports. You agree? I agree. Okay, have a good day, queen. That's how it should be. But these women be like, oh, you a lying ass bitch. It's because you ugly. Well, that's because Rihanna looked 10 times better than you. You think I care about all that? I don't care. I don't care. Somebody actually told me today, you're just jealous because Rihanna looks 10. Rihanna is a beautiful woman. But if she was from the south side of Chicago, she'll just be a big foreheaded woman with nice eyes. If anybody saw what Rihanna looked like before the millions, she was a basic woman with pretty eyes. She ain't got nothing on me. I'm happy because I actually married my husband. She got with a man that's a known drug dealer for assaulting and attempted murder. That's who she made 2 babies with, 2 bastards. She's not even married. Oh, but she's a billionaire. She don't need to get married. But why would you want to create that type of household where your boyfriend could potentially be locked up for a case he did last year? Y'all know he's facing some prison time, right? What happens if he goes away for that attempted murder? What happens if he goes away? Because Trump ain't running shit no more. So he can't give him a freebie. So what happens if ASAP Rocky gets locked up for years? Are y'all still gonna support them? Oh, well, Rihanna, you're a billionaire. You have money. The kids will be okay. Well, kids don't just need money. They need people. They need their parents to support.
Well, to answer that question, Miss Queen of Accountability, Miss Daphne, after seeing everything Derek Jackson did, I believe they will support it. I'll be very honest with you.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from, and that is the world that we live in. But whenever a woman is losing a battle to me, they attack my looks, they attack my husband, and they attack my mother. My mother's been the topic of discussion maybe 50 times this year. Whenever I get someone, they tend to go back and find something to hurt me. Does that hurt my feelings? It does. My mom is what you call my soft spot. Every person has a soft spot where if you hit them, you don't know how they're going to react. And to me, making fun of people who are no longer alive, it's the lowest you can go in the world. Because my mom is not alive to defend herself. And I know what kind of woman my mother was. And at any given day, she would knock you out if you had something to say to her face. My mom was tough. I don't know anybody personally that can take being paralyzed from the neck down and having somebody wash you again, wipe you, digging your butt to get your bowels out. It sounds bad, but who can go through that for 2 years and not be crazy? My mom never complained one time, you guys. She never said, I'm tired of this life. She never once said, I can't do this anymore. She fought and suffered for us. So to me, she's the strongest person I know. I don't think anybody can take being paralyzed from the neck down, especially today, because y'all want to be hot girls and city girls, right? You don't want people coming and looking inside your body, sticking their hands in there, and you can't even feel it. Do y'all get what I'm saying?
Daphne, what had happened? Her T1 vertebrae had got dislocated.
She got shot in the neck, and so and the thing about it is the bullet went through her neck and came out her shoulder. So it was a 9. So if y'all know anything about those type of bullets, it could have been worse. It missed all her vital organs, but it did paralyze her. So the minute she went down on the ground, she was paralyzed.
It's at least a T1.
All she did was lay there for 8 hours, looking up at the sky, listening to him finish off everybody else in that house. Pow, pow. Now imagine hearing that, and then the person runs right past you. They could have easily stopped and said, oh, you still alive. Her eyes were wide open, she said. And she was terrified that, what if this man finishes me off? as she was listening to him finish everybody else off in that house. And then he runs past her and didn't do anything. If he would have saw her looking up like that, he would have hit her in the head. I'm sure he would have finished her. So we were lucky to have her on this earth for 2 years to testify against him. And even though he still hasn't been charged yet, because we're fighting this case, it's hard. You would think it would be closed already, but it's not. So I go through my own battles, but at the same time, I'm still going to hold you accountable. It's not going to take away from me holding you accountable. And there was a time where his family tried to jump my family when I was in Chicago. And they let them know, well, okay, if we got to fly my sister out, it's going to be some different shit. Well, they didn't show up to court anymore after my sisters made that little threat to him. Don't have us, because I'm the fighter in the family. You know, I used to box for fun. I used to love boxing with guys. They made me tough. I had to be tough. That's why I used to punk them in basketball. Now, I wasn't tougher than everybody, but I was tougher than a lot of women. I knew women couldn't get me. Men, yeah. So what I'm saying is I know the life that I went through, and I'm still out here trying to help people. So what I'm trying to say to y'all today is that I'm not here to give you another life story of me. I will be doing a book of the scams, and I will be doing a book of my life, because people tend to think I came from the great parts of the world, and I didn't. I came from a lot where it was hard to survive, especially without your mother there. I went through life with her not seeing me accomplish big things. When I was on the basketball team and we had parent night, I was by myself because my dad had to work. So I remember crying. And one of my friends, her mom came and was my mom for that night. And everybody in the whole gym was crying. I had everybody in there crying because they knew I was the only one without a parent. They lined and it was senior night, but I was on varsity, so they let us participate. They had us all lined up in the middle of the gym. It was packed for senior night. I was on varsity, so I got to be in that huddle. All the other people that were leaving next year, they were all seniors. I was on varsity my junior year, and the whole goal was you had to have one of your parents or a grandparent. Remember, guys, my grandmother passed away too at that time. My dad had to work 15, 16-hour shifts. So when they called my name, I came out there and I was by myself. Everybody else had at least one parent with them. Everybody was looking at me, and I broke down. And then the lady came out the stands and was like, I'll be your mom for the day. Y'all, the whole gym cried. It was one big cry fest. That was a part of my life where I was like, man, people do care. Hardest part of my life, not having somebody there to tell me I'm proud of you. So again, we all go through things like that. So let me wrap this up. I want to give Keith a chance because he just came on. And then, guys, I'm gonna wrap this show up. Okay, go ahead, Keith. Keith, you there?
All right, can you hear me? Yeah.
Come on, Keith. Come on, Keith. We ain't got all day, Keith. Okay.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Quan got Boost Mobile. We can hear you.
Okay. No, I was just coming on here and say I did find your channel through, I forget who it was. And I was like, okay, let me check it out. So just with that, I'm saying I appreciate the effort because I thought it was some boobalaka when I first seen it. So I'm glad at least a woman putting heat to her. You know what I mean? It's hard for a black man to say anything about it. You're going to get shot down. So I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. But I did want to ask you, did you notice, because I went back and watched, I believe your last live where the white chick was taking your content, right? I had saw that before, but I thought she did the work. So here lately, have you noticed a lot, because I'm pretty sure you know that Caucasians be in our spaces looking at this. They might be cloud watching. You don't think they in there, but they looking at it. Because I had somebody question me today about it. I'm seeing an uptick of them turning on black women, like not in a good way. We get it as black people. That's a given, but not so much the black women getting them heat packs put to them. Well, you seeing the same little pivot, because I want to bring that up because black women got to be careful with what they're doing because they open up Pandora's box. Because if they start feeling like we won't defend them, that's going to be another problem. And I'm seeing a lot of comments on white people's pages that's covering this. You go and look at the comments, and they got a lot of greasy talk going on. A lot of greasy talk. So black.
Oh, you're definitely going to see that everywhere because, like Gail just said she's in. Hold on, Keith. I think I'm getting feedback on your end. I can hear myself.
Okay.
Give me 1 second, Keith. So Gail at Night, she's in fraud. She is in fraud investigations and information security. So she knows all about the technical IT aspects. That's why she's passionate about scammers. They call them scammers. That's what she is. What Rhoda is, she is in fact a scammer. Remember, she did this in 2020 of August, and it didn't go that far. She was trying to raise 5 racks, and it got close to the 5 racks, but it didn't. That GoFundMe is still active right now. Ask yourself why they haven't cashed out of that GoFundMe, and it's been 3 years. Now she said, okay, I'm not in Minnesota. I'm now in Texas. Let me try that here in Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas. More donations, more people caring. So she went that way, and the Shade Room picked up her story. One thing about the Shade Room, they don't care to verify. They just post it. And I was so sick to my stomach when I saw that they had a post about a black man who got murdered by the cops. And I think it got like 466,000 likes. But Rhoda's post got over 1 million likes. Do y'all see what I'm saying? They don't care about black men. You know, there was a black man that stepped in and defended a woman and got killed. His GoFundMe still ain't going nowhere right now. And it's been months. So all I'm saying is y'all want these men to step in front, but you guys are not going to step in front when it comes to them needing money to bury them. All I'm saying is our black men are precious. Any black man listening to me today that have kids and a family at home, if you were ever in an open space and you see, because I know just Jay said that, well, I would have helped her. I'm going to be honest, I wouldn't have helped her. Why, Daphne? That's physically, no. I would have recorded the license plate. I would have recorded the interaction, and I would have called 911 and told them I stay on the scene. I got all the proof, and I would have gave it to him on day one. Let me tell y'all this. Not one person that night recorded the incident where we could see it from start to finish, where it backs up everything Rhoda said. We live in a world of technology. I've seen recordings of men getting shot by police. I've seen recordings of people running from the law, getting shot, dogged. I've seen recordings of all this stuff happening. But when this happens to Rhoda, there's not a security camera, someone's camera, nothing in sight. And then people said, well, there were witnesses who said, well, if there were witnesses who said, why didn't the news pick up the story and use those witness statements? They were there. Sometimes you got to use logic. She lied about all of this, and the world ate it up. She wasn't as big as Carly now, because Carly had news presence. The only news that posted this story was YouTube news. That black guy with the glasses on the panel with the 3 women, that was on YouTube. Your average person ain't looking for the news on YouTube. We looking on TV. If it ain't on WGN TV, it didn't happen. That woman that got assaulted in New York, that was on WGN TV in Illinois. I saw it from here. So what I'm saying, guys, is if it had been real news, a real credible site would have posted it, and no one did. No one did, you guys. And if you're calling this a hate crime, kidnapping, why would the news want to be all over this? They should be drooling over this story, right? They asked me, was I with the news? Because I had all the tea. No, I'm not. So all I'm saying to you guys is that I have to keep doing this because it's the right thing to do. And one thing that we were taught as kids, stand up for yourself, even if you're standing alone. I'm not standing alone. I got my husband. That's why when people say, how do you deal with the threats? That's minute to me. I can handle them quick with a threat. That's not my worry. My worry is this woman getting $42,000 and saying, yes, I scammed them bitches. Hey, y'all honestly think she's going to apply it to real stuff? No, she's going to ball out. If you're able to pay for a BBL, you're not a struggling student with 6-figure debt. She has 6-figure debt, y'all, and still has a BBL. BBLs are minimum 5 racks. So I'm just trying to teach y'all something today. Her body isn't real. She has the whole BBL tattoo across her bikini line. That's a dead giveaway. We know BBL scars when we see them. And if you go back to her old stuff, she was Somalian. She was small. She looked like a Somalian. She had the 2 braids. I'm voting for, what's that guy's name? Bernie Sanders. I want him to be president. She sounded like a well-spoken young lady. I couldn't believe it was her. She had no breasts, no butt. She was a letter I, straight up and down. That's all she was. Now she got all these curves. So I need you to understand all that costs money, and she had it. She had it to give. So what I'm telling you guys is you can't sit here and believe everybody's story. And I know a lot of you guys are tired of me bringing up her, and I'm going to put this to a cease until we hear something else that's big. But unfortunately, you might hear from me every once in a while about this case because it's still ongoing. It's ongoing until she can be honest. But when you file a police report, anybody in Houston, you could actually go down there and file a police report on Rhoda for fraud. If you need her information, I'll send it to you. Email me at MEN_TALHEALTH and I got you. I send it to you. But if you're living in Houston, you have more strings than I do. I'm not living in Houston. So I had to go through the Illinois police, and then they got to go through them. It's levels for me. But for you, if anybody actually donated to the GoFundMe, you're really ahead of us because you can ask for your money back. You can request a refund and say because of fraud. I'm actually probably going to send $1 and then request a refund for fraud and see if it works. I want to make sure she doesn't get any of the money, y'all. And I know that sounds selfish, but she doesn't deserve it. Now, she was a woman that was really victimized and told the truth. Y'all, look, I was at the club, got drunk. The fight ensued. We were leaving the club and someone hit me. And I was so drunk, I don't know who hit me. Now, that sounds like the truth, don't it? I was so drunk, I didn't know who hit me. And I just had to get home. When I got home and I saw my face, I panicked. And I called 911 the next day. You feel what I'm saying? I would say, damn. So you fucked up. Now you're taking accountability. Okay, let's help this woman out. But that's not the story she told people, y'all. She blamed men. Then she told the hospital unknown. Unknown means that they don't know what color he was. Just imagine how that sounds. I was assaulted by somebody. Who? I don't know. What did he look like? I don't know. What color was his eyes? I don't know. How tall? I don't know. Was he a man or a woman? I don't know. It was a male. It was a male. Okay, so what did he look like? How do you know it was a male if it's unknown? How do you know it was a man if his physical features and all that is unknown? Can someone help me understand that? Does that make sense? Me making a police report, I just got punched in the eye. By who? A male. What did he look like? I don't know. Hair? I don't know. How tall? I don't know. So then how do you know a male hit you? I don't know. See what I'm saying, y'all? It said it was unknown male. I don't get to see that all the time on a police report. Unknown. Black, white, Hispanic, Italian, but unknown male means that we don't know what the man looks like. Casper could have threw that brick. So I just hope that you guys got something out of today's show again, because at the end of the day, it's hard for me to let go of this story because she's making money off of it. She's close to 50,000. Are y'all really gonna let this woman cash out and them still think it's a black man out there hitting people with bricks? Even the officer told me, I've only heard of one case where a man called a woman a B and said he was gonna follow her home because she said no to her number. That's how far it got here in Illinois. He asked for her number, she said no, and he said, well, I'll just follow you home. That's it. One crazy person. That officer who said she's been in the field for over 20 years, she only had that one case. So when I tell you they're not out here just hitting you with bricks, and there's some beautiful women in the Chi, y'all, just like in Houston, just like in Cali, all over the world. Beautiful women. And I'm sure they've told men no before, right? Where's their assault? I've only heard of one actual assault where it was proven, and that was in New York. They had that man within 24 hours. But guys, today is day what? 12? Day 12? Almost 2 weeks in, and we have nothing. All she said was he's been passed on to the police. Who? Why wouldn't you let us know still who it is? Because you're lying. So again, notice that they did 2 GoFundMe updates this week, and now she included her paperwork. I'm the reason why she's doing that. But Consciously, I want y'all to watch his page. The Consciously. Let's see where he goes. He might be bigger than me, but I know he saw my tag. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say this last thing before you close out, Miss Stephanie. And since you mentioned Consciously, I'll do a caveat before I say what I gotta say. As much of a fan base Consciously has, he doesn't have any I don't think he has any investigative degrees or connections or resources like you or Miss Gail at Night have. There's absolutely no comparison. I mean, he may have a group of people all over social media and they do their social media investigations, but I mean, you're the only person that has phone numbers, resources, emails, people that you've actually called, you've recorded interviews. You've gone way above to prove your point, as opposed to him just showing a couple of documents and pictures and people just making some critiques on how information is being distributed.
I just want to stop you there. I don't have an investigator degree. The investigation that I did anyone can do. A 13-year-old can do. All it takes is you typing in her name on GoFundMe. All it takes is going to her old Facebooks and looking at what she used to post, going on TikTok. Everything I did not, the investigation part came in from me making calls, but anyone can do that. I don't have any law degrees. Criminal justice to me isn't law. Law is for someone that wants to be an attorney, a lawyer. I didn't do that. I have 2 criminal justice degrees where you learn bits and pieces of the law, but it's not all about the law. So I just want y'all to know that when people think that I'm this CIA agent, I'm not that. Have I been a private investigator? Yeah. Do I still do that from time to time? Yeah. But what I'm saying is a lot of the investigations that I do are getting people online. It's basic stuff. They're just not smart enough to catch it. Is some of you guys will have a Facebook name, Teddy Twister 2003, but then when I click on your Facebook link, it might say Janet Jefferson. You're telling on yourself. It's basic searches. I tell people every day, if you go to someone's Facebook and their name is not on the actual link, it's most likely a backup page. It's not real. Most of these groups that I be in and these people talk about men, most of them are doing it from a backup page, but they're not smart enough to change their link and personalize it. I'm giving them a way to do it now. Let me stop. I'm over here helping them out. But what I'm saying, a lot of them are not smart enough to make it unique. So that's how I find people. It's not hard. And if you're looking for an old post in a group, go to the group, hit search, type in the person's name. You'll see every post they ever made year to date. So when I go back to 2015 on someone or something, it's not that I actually went through their page and looked for and found it. I searched them. It took seconds. So people keep thinking I have these special skills when some of it I do in seconds. The only time I dig deep is if you threaten me. Then I have to dox you. But that's not what I do, y'all. I just want you to know I'm not a lawyer. I'm none of that. But my skills, they come from being logical. Go ahead, hon, huh?
But that's the thing, Miss CelebriD. The things you talk about, the way you interpret information, the way in which you dissect it and break it down, you're able to bring pieces together to make it to where it's cohesive and it makes sense. That, like, whether you believe it or not, that's a skill. That's a skill that many people do not have, and that's a skill that many women do not take the time to. They only are willing to go that far when it's something for their benefit. But what you're doing is an act of selflessness. Like, you're doing this for the betterment of a lot of people outside yourself. Like, you got to understand, human beings are naturally selfish creatures. Well, what you're doing is goes very much against the natural imperative of what makes a human being a human being. You got to understand that's a skill in of itself. Very true. It's like, so when we think about this type of situation with Rhoda, you're not thinking about the right now. You're thinking about the repercussions of her actions. You're thinking about the fact that you revealed. I believe I watched your 8-minute recorded interview with the phone call, and you revealed that you found 11 Black women doing scams. Like that's not something that you take pride in. I'm pretty sure what you're understanding is that if I don't nip this in the bud now, it'll get way too comfortable, and thousands, potentially millions of dollars can get scammed out of many people that are trying to maintain their homes, resources that could be allocated to people that really need it. Like, other people could just be ousted and about. And then on the flip side, if this keeps happening, people are not going to be inclined to donate anymore because now they think it's another scam. Now it's like, so you're thinking about the repercussions of these actions. You're not just thinking about Rhoda the woman. If you're thinking about it, if this one woman has to go down for the betterment of other people that truly need the help, then so be it. When I really sit down and think about it, I see the purpose driven behind it. And most people don't think about it like that because they're thinking about just the scam. But no, you're thinking about there's way more lives that are just as important as yours that truly need it. And if you fuck it up, their lives be like, then they'll never get that help in the future. And I just want you to know that I see your vision. I understand.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that, B-Law. I'm gonna let Passive talk, and then I'll go you, Daquan, and then I'm gonna wrap up. Go ahead, Passive.
So I was watching Mediocre's live stream like yesterday. Rhoda has a habit of taking out her phone a lot to record situations she's been on, and like we don't get the whole situation. We just get from the point she wants to take out her phone to start recording, to call people like racist or whatever, to start playing victim. So I also like to point out, like, the phones we have now are like super smart, and to the fact they put in like features where they can like for like emergency purposes. Like you want to call somebody, you can just press a button on the phone, or you can tap the like power button 3 times and stuff. So in the case where she's been attacked before, like when she's pulling the scam like years ago, why hasn't she set up those type of situations on her, like those emergency features on her phone to start recording or take pictures automatically and send it to whoever she needs to send it to? Because it's all a scam, and like it's all a scam for her. She's making her money, and she's almost gonna be getting away with it. But good thing like we have you on our side to catch her in the act and make sure she doesn't get away with it.
One thing I can say clearly and comfortably about this, and then this will be my last statement, is that if and I'm gonna just say this, and the reason why a lot of I'm gonna just say this like this: the reason why so many people support you, Miss Daphne, is because we men know that. Let's just be real here. If we were to do the same level of investigative work that you did on this scam, it would have gotten no traction at all. No one would have even listened to us. As a matter of fact, they would have condemned us for even trying to expose this woman for scamming, simply because we are men, not because we're right, not because we're telling the truth, not because we're having evidence that proving the fact that she could be potentially lying, simply because of the fact that we are a black man and it looks like we're going against a black woman. We're looking like it might be a potential bit of misogyny there, and because we're sitting here and it looks like we're trying to condemn the violence that the break happened, this, that, and the third. Just that alone, despite the investigative work, would not carry no weight, none whatsoever. So everything that you're saying, the reason why it can carry a little weight is because, not just because you're a woman, but because of the fact that right now we live in an era where a man's word is just not taken seriously that much until he's gained a certain level of merit, or he's gained a certain level of accomplishment. So for crying out loud, people didn't even believe Derek Jackson when he told the truth about how he treated his wife. And to this day, even though he treated his wife like absolute shit, which we all know, he still has a multitude of female followers because he's built such an extensive resume of supporting black women, to the point that it didn't matter how bad he treated his wife. It didn't matter how many times he cheated on her.
Right.
Didn't matter none of that mattered. I'm still rocking with him. We don't have that level of history with black women right now. So since we do not, it doesn't, the fact that we just went against this woman, period, is enough to throw anything that we do, no matter how thorough the investigative work is, right out the window. So for you to be doing this, I just want to give you your flowers, because I understand that on the one hand, you can say us black men are supporting you, but on the other end, I understand the level of vitriol, the level of hate, the level of painstaking challenges that you go through from these women that are trying to attack you. And of course, the panderers like Consciously, for instance. And I just don't think that I think it's absolutely insane to see the level of support that black women supposed to have for each other, and how quickly it is for them to turn on you and treat you the way that they do, simply because you said, wait, this isn't adding up. I have the evidence to prove it. Black women, you're spending your money and you're giving it to this woman for all the wrong reasons. You should be focusing on getting your money back. This isn't how things are going. She's lying. I have evidence to prove it. Pay attention. Instead of giving you that ear to listen to you, they're saying, fuck you. You deserve to die. Your husband deserves to die. Everything that you do for deserves to be suffered. We're going to terminate your accounts, all your hard work. Damn the amount of women that you help. Damn the amount of women that you give Pampers money to help with their rent, Pampers, food, Infamil, to give them a shirt, hoodies when they're cold at night. Forget all the good that you do. Right now, this woman needs our help, and you're taking it away from her. And that's all it takes to destroy everything that you represent. And I just have to say that I feel that it's not right, because as a black man, I want to protect my black women, but how am I supposed to protect my black women when my very own black women consider me an enemy? And the thing is that the woman that they consider an enemy is a woman that I also support. So I look like the bad guy on both ways. And that's how black men feel right now.
Well, you said a lot, man. I appreciate
It's like getting cut by a double-edged sword. I feel the full emphasis on how you spoke. Not to cut you off early, Daphne.
Well, no, your new name, you put cut off as your new name. Okay, Daquan, take Daquan off. No, we all know you do that though. We get used to it. But B-Law, what you just said was a lot. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? A lot of men do have my back, even though they know I'm married. My virtual back. They make sure that they come behind people and say, "How can you do this?" When I went to the comments on the big pages that were sharing my proof, a lot of men in the comments, I love Daphne. She's a good one. Then you had some women saying, I still think she's a fraud. I still think she acts like she cares about black men, but she really doesn't. So I usually tell women, if you feel that way, expose me. Expose me how I don't really care about
You know
black
what?
men. Yo, hold
You know,
on. They've been saying this narrative for years. You know, when they said Derek Jackson was cheating, the receipts followed, right? When his wife said that he did that to me, she showed everybody the proof that he did that to her. But all these women who have been saying that I fake care about men and that I don't have their back and I'm not really a life coach and all this stuff is fake, my degrees are fake, expose me. I've been waiting for someone. This one woman told me last year, you're going to get exposed. This year. And I told her, drop that shit right now. We ain't got to sit here and stall. You're not getting no money from me. Drop it. I'm going to tell everyone how you were abused. I'm going to tell everybody how everything you're saying, my followers already know. So when you tell everybody the truth, you ain't got to worry about nothing else. So anything else anyone posts about you, my followers already know what it is. And people that really know me, like outside of this, that grown up with me, that know that I've had their back, they'll come out and say, yeah, you full of shit. That's not the Daphne I know. One thing about me is I've always been a giving person. So people know who I am. But when people sit there and create these lies, oh, you're not really married. Okay, prove it. Because being married is a public record. Search in the Chicago database, type in my name, type in my husband's, and you'll see it. I've been married since 2016. I've been with my husband since 2010. Timestamps don't lie. I've been with my husband that long. So if y'all want to sit there and say, and then the woman that said that I wasn't married, I told her I'm verified on Instagram, right? As Daphne Sutton. If anybody knows about being verified, you got to give them your government license, right? So they can compare it. And then they go through a process of verification to make sure you are you. There's no way my name is Daphne Gonzalez, but they let me verify myself as Daphne Sutton. So again, my husband's last name is Sutton. So I told this troll, if I'm verified as Daphne Sutton and my husband's name is William Sutton, and then she blocked me. That's what usually happens. These trolls think on emotion and not logic. See what I'm saying? I have my husband's last name, and I'm not really Daphne Ford Sutton. That's just the name on Facebook. I'm Daphne Sutton. I dropped all old me. I'm married. His last name is mine. That's all I need. All these hyphenations that these women do, I want to keep my name. For what? You're married. See, a lot of them don't want the benefits of what come with being married. They just want the wedding. So I need y'all to understand the difference, fellas. A lot of them, if they can't get your full last name only, then you don't need her. You're still who you are. Just because my last name ain't my name I was born with don't mean I'm not Daphne Ford. I'm still Daphne Ford. At the end of the day, I'm married now. I'm still me, but women keep thinking they're losing something. Well, if I keep his name only, now he has control over me. What? Then why do you want to be married? That's kind of weird, Lord. These ladies don't know how to think. It's emotion, not logic. So what I'm saying, guys, is people are going to continue to drag me through the mud. It happens. I'm used to that.
And you know what?
Through the mud. Go ahead.
Let me say one thing about that. Let me just say this real quick.
Okay,
and I'm gonna
keep
just.
it short. I need to wrap up, hon. Keep it short because I need to let the talk. Go ahead.
Say they were right about you, and you are fake or chameleon, this, that, and the third, whatever. All right, say that shit is. You know what? Fuck it. I'll let you have it. Say that shit's true. I'll throw that bitch against the wall. Cool, great. She still shows me a level of respect that you never will.
Ooh wee. Ooh.
And I'll die for that before I ever die for you.
Respect on that notion. That's a 10-toe right there, boy.
Hold on, B-Law. But B-Law, just say what you just said again, please. I just rewound it. Go ahead.
Say, even if it is fake, the truth of the matter is that she shows me more respect than you ever have in your entire life, than you ever will. And I'll die for that, but I'll never die for you.
Daquan, you felt that, huh, Daquan? You might have to roll up on that one. Roll you up a B-Law blunt for that one. That right there, that was. And you know what? And that's another.
I got a pre-roll for that one. That's already done.
If anybody goes to my mental health website, it's mentalhealth2011.com. Look at the pictures. Look at who rocks my merchandise. Majority, it's men, black men.
Magic.
You know what? one of the black men that I really do value, he's in the Army. I'm creating him a custom shirt so that he can help me with the Army people. Because anybody that's been in the Army, when you get out, you're not all there mentally. It's hard for you to adjust to life now after all that. He's one of my biggest supporters, and he's a sergeant. I got men on my team, man, that really do love me and support me. But if you go to my mental health website, look at the amount of men rocking my shirts, and some of them are celebrities. Leon Rogers was in all the barbershops, and he's one of the top personalities out here in Chicago. Leon Rogers is a big deal. He's bought like maybe 10 of my shirts. Anybody who knows who, and guess who else rocks my shirt from Texas? Tim Jameson. Anybody knows Tim Jameson? He played in the NFL. Tim Jameson is a big deal. He's rocked my mental health shirt. So I don't care what people say about your shirts are ugly. Well, big people rocking them. Richard Jefferson, who used to play for the Nets and the Sun, he played for like 50 teams. He's
We know
rocked my
about
shirts.
RJ.
So what I'm saying, y'all, is I've sent my shirts to famous people too. I don't brag and boast all the time, but I'm happy. I'm happy with what I've gotten so far. So again, people can say what they want. They can say I fake care, but those that know me, I'm waiting to be exposed. Like if I'm fake and I'm not caring about people and I don't have my degrees, put me on blast. I don't have to show you all my degrees and my name on it to prove it. Find a way to disprove me, and then we'll talk. I have nothing to hide. I tell people every day, I went to school. I did not skip any time in school. I went to school from 2015 to 2021, and I have 4 college degrees. I got all my degrees in 2-year increments. No, and I didn't even mean to do that, y'all. It just happened that way. 2 of my degrees are master's level. I have a master's in management with leadership, and I have a master's in psychology with life coaching. Now, I want you to know something. A master's, when you add on the emphasis, you're in school longer. So I should have just got a PhD, right? But I didn't. I'm not on Rhoda's level educational-wise. I have 2 masters. That's not equivalent to a PhD. A PhD will always be hired. But even though she doesn't have a PhD yet, she's moving like someone with a GED only. That's what makes it even worse. She went to school for journalism and succeeded in that. And she still don't know how to write. That's what bothers me. Whoever wrote her GoFundMe, it wasn't her. I looked at how she wrote her stories and stuff, and she's terrible. She couldn't spell things right. So she probably does have someone that wrote it and sent it to her to post, but I still think she runs the GoFundMe account. I do, under that alias. What I want you guys to remember is, if you got anything out of me today, anytime you hear something, and ladies, if there's men out there frauding the system, send it to me. Y'all act like I don't take anything from y'all. If you got men out here acting a fool, please send it to me. I love holding people accountable. Y'all can never send me anything. Why? Y'all think I'm only team, men, and I only care about men, and I don't never post their faults? Send it to me. I tell women, but the stuff that they send me, it be skits. I don't want skits. Yeah, the man tells his wife his mother comes first. It's a skit. Don't send me any skits. I don't want that shit. Send me something where I can look it up and confirm it. Y'all send me low-level shit. Hey, Daphne, I think this man molested his daughter. Show me the proof. Well, the woman said it. Have a good day, ma'am. Have a good day. Because if you think, if that was true, she would have called the local law enforcement. They don't play about crimes against kids. Anything about kids being molested or touched, it is severe. So I'm not law enforcement. Don't go to me first. Go to the cops. Well, how come she didn't go to the cops? Oh, because she told Facebook first to see what she needs to do. What? I don't want to hear that shit. She didn't go to the cops because false reporting is a crime. See, some of these women got a little bit of smarts. Okay, so Daquan, go ahead and get your last say in, and then I'm gonna move to passive, and then B-Law, and then I'm out. Go ahead, Daquan.
Well, just overall, for the most part, I just gained a lot of knowledge and a lot of insight on the situation a little bit further. I didn't know further ending the detail on her past history, as far as her criminal history. So, with the notion earlier, what you saying, forgiveness, I understand that part, but you got to understand that really ain't gonna come well with forgetfulness either. We can remember everything that you've done and everything that's transpired up until now, and I don't see any change out of anybody. I really have hope for her. I'm gonna pray that Allah can actually guide her in the correct way, and she can actually assume the proper persona to bounce back from this, hopefully. But one of these is kind of like you really dug yourself into not a 6-foot but a 12-foot grave. This is going to be hard to climb out of. You made your bed hard. Now you're going to really have to lay in it.
Hey, that's called accountability. Thank you, Daquan. And
Hmm.
then we'll move on to passive. Go ahead and get your last few words in, please.
I just pray for her
So
son.
so right now, like the sisterhood of TikTok has already moved on to their next target. They're barely talking about the brick lady now. Now they're attacking Tyler Perry for a statement he said about bills or something. I don't know. And like you said about the skits, that's a true thing because now the new skit, it probably is a skit, is a lady going to a gas station asking the clerk to watch her pump her gas for safety. And they already were mixing up in the comments saying that the guy wasn't man enough. Oh, he has a gun. He should be able to watch her, like help her with the gas.
What?
So it was like a thing on TikTok. It was like a 18-year-old chick when it's like a gas station asks the clerk, like a person at the register, to
Man, I would have told that chick to get on. Any gas station you go to, 9 times out of 10, and I'm saying 9 because some of them don't pay their light bill, but most of the gas stations you go to are well lit and they have a lot of security. Any one of these little crime shows, he went to the gas station and it's lit. You can see him pumping gas. Most people try not to do things that are in an area where there's a lot of people. Most of your gas stations have a lot of people, unless you go to a rural area, which as a woman being 18, why would you do that? Why? So a lot of these women need to make sure that when you are on your own and it's nighttime, carry your mace, carry a stun gun, go get you a gun, have a concealed to carry. A lot of y'all don't do the things to prevent issues, but you want people to protect you. A gas station attendant is not supposed to be your protector. No, if anything happens to the station, he calls 911. If his life is in danger, he pulls the gun from behind in the Slim Jim and he does what he do. But as a
Hmm.
woman, to tell a man to protect you at a gas station, good motherfucking luck. He's going to tell you, where's your dad? Where's your brother? Where's your boyfriend? That's not my job, lady. So if that woman's listening to this, if it's a skit going around, send it to me. Let me get in front of that because that's the dumbest shit I ever heard. That's like me going
yeah,
to my job and saying, I need you to protect me everywhere I go at this job. What? We have cameras. There's other people here. We're not going to be able to do that for you. You're not famous. We're not your bodyguard. So when I'm saying, ladies, a lot of these women come from entitled households. I'm 18. I'm young. I'm sexy. I have a fat ass. Your job is to make sure this ass is protected. No, he's not. Pump your gas, get in your car, and drive off. Simple. If you are scared to get gas, then keep your ass at home. Because like I said, one thing as a woman, I'm not going to be scared to leave my house and do things that I do. I've lived in some of the most dangerous parts of Chicago where I know men that wouldn't have been able to survive what I went through. Have you ever left your house and you saw all the crime tape? So it's red out here. Red means they got some dead bodies close. Remember, we're used to the yellow tape. When I came out here to Illinois, it's red tape. That shit scared me. I said, so which one is the red tape? What does that mean? Because I thought yellow meant, no, yellow means proceed with caution. It may or may not be someone dead here. But red means they're dead. I mean, dead to the world. That's all I saw out here. I lived in areas where when I left the house, you saw them over here prepping to put the body into the car to take to the morgue. I'm not used to that. I didn't grow up in that. That's where I came from with my husband. We lived in the slummiest parts and we survived. Was I scared to go outside? I wouldn't go at night. I was out there when the sun was out, but when it was nighttime, all you heard, pow, pow, brrr, brrr. That's all you heard in Chicago, in Inglewood. That's all you heard. That's all you heard. And I survived that. So no one can tell me, oh, she lives in the upscale bougie area. No, quite the contrary. It took me a while. It was levels. We were both a work in progress. Living in Illinois is not cheap either. It's not like living in AZ or Texas. The cost of living is expensive, especially if you want to live in those white areas. Yeah, it costs a lot. And I'm talking about $2,500 a month and up. That's what it costs to be safe. But you can go to the hood and get you a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom for $800 a month. But you're going to hear that pow, pow, brrr, all night. Good luck. So why would I do that? To save a couple dollars when we're good with money. So what I'm saying, y'all, is at the end of the day, we know that what she said is not true. She's been exposed. And I'm going to let up a little bit. I'm not going to post every day. I wasn't able to post text receipts. I have email. I got so much good stuff this week, y'all, from people that I wanted to show y'all. I was even in groups getting people still. Even though I did this Roda stuff, nobody was posting about Roda, which was crazy in these groups. But I did get a few women. And I was really disgusted by what they posted. People keep thinking that I'm not in these groups. What I've done now, and I'm going to let y'all know because you'll never know who I am. Someone told me, well, Daphne, what you need to do is stop going by Daphne. When they go into these groups, they search you and see if you're in there. If you're in there, then they can block you and then they can post their stuff. But it ain't going to stop me. Somebody will send it to me. But what I've done is I do have a Facebook that is not under my government name. And I'm in over 300 groups under this account. And I'm telling y'all this today. They do not know it's me. Now, they might see my name in groups under my other account, but this account, they'll never know it's me. And I'm in groups that have thousands and hundreds of thousands of people. So you'll never know how to find me. So if you post some stuff that's very dangerous, I'm not going to comment under my name because I know you'll block me. I am going to expose you in another way, and you'll see that very soon. So like I said, a lot of you ladies are in these groups being disgusting. You're over here, and even if it's a joke, I would never joke about doing something so vile to someone. And like I said, men, no one tags me in stuff that men are doing. Ladies, if you're in these groups and men are saying stuff like, I saw my friend's daughter and I got hard, send it to me. Men are not doing that. Men have logic. They don't think on emotion. Women say, you know what? This is just a joke. Let me tell them I'm putting my period blood in their spaghetti. And this would just be a funny little joke. That's not a joke to me. Oh, no, because you got women that really do that thinking they can control a man. So men, please be careful when you eat spaghetti because they're out here doing that. And I think that to me, is called cannibalism. And in some states, you can go to jail for that. That is so disgusting. So men, if you're with a woman and you know you've been cheating on her and she makes you a plate of spaghetti, please don't eat that spaghetti. Don't eat it. Something wrong with it. Because these women, they have these tactics that you'll never think about. But like I said, when it comes to the scamming, I'm definitely going to put a book out there for you guys. It's going to be a quick 12-pager. It's going to be a quick book. I don't believe in these long books where you put all the stuff in and make it look good. And then all the good stuff is at the end. When I was a kid, I used to skip to the end of the book. I know that's bad. But now every page you read is going to be vital, but it's not going to be that many pages. The scam one has to come out because this woman I'm working with that's been scamming for years and almost got her head cut off with a machete. She told me scams that I didn't think existed. She's a bad bundle. And I asked her if she can do a show with me. And she said no, because those people that she scammed that didn't know, she said they're probably still looking for her today. She said she deserves to be killed today for the things she did. She said she was 15 times worse than Cardi B. And I believe her. So again, I've been working with her. I haven't been able to have full conversations because she does other things. But the scams that she told me, brilliant. If I was a city girl and didn't care about my life and I wanted to die one day, eventually sooner than later, I would be doing the scams that she was doing. She's made over 6 figures doing these scams. And what made her stop was that machete. If anybody ever saw a machete, watch Jason, because he was used to picking up one of them. One swipe to your head and your head, most likely the head will come off. The cartels use machetes. That's how they get you in one swipe. You know, I watched this cartel video where they took like a little butcher knife and they was really cutting this man's neck. And that tore me up. So I'm just saying, y'all, all I'm saying is, ladies, there's other ways to be viral, and that's not it. And coming from someone who told me that she almost lost her life, she said that she was wrong. And that person that was going to do that to her would have been in the right because of what she did to him. Men don't like to be scammed. Personally, their money is like everything to them, right? So I keep telling y'all ladies, when you're scamming people online, when you get death threats, that's probably why. Because what if you took that person's last? They think you got assaulted with a brick and they just gave you their light bill money. And then they find out that you lied and their light bill is due. You know, these women are so gullible, they give up their rent money. Are you kidding me? So if she is getting threats, I would take them to the cops. That's a smart thing to do. That's what someone with a PhD would do. Go to the cops. But telling someone on GoFundMe about it will make them feel bad. And then they're going to say, you know what? Let me send 2,000 more. Let me help her get out of Houston. Because that's probably what she's trying to do, get out of Houston. She's not going to be the same. And the University of Austin, I reached out to them too and said, this is your student making your school look bad. What are you going to do? And they haven't responded, which you know they're not. The Black Student Alliance, what are y'all going to do? Because y'all said y'all stand down with her. On the 3rd, you said we're standing with Rhoda. That's what they said on the 3rd. They haven't said nothing since, y'all. So usually silence is an answer too. Instead of them saying, you know, she lied and we do not condone it, silence is an answer too. That means that we know she did it, but we're not going to hold her accountable because she's a woman. And Rhoda, she would be a beautiful person if she was quiet. When she opens her mouth, everything she says, it just generates an aura of, I don't want to be around her. But when she was going for Bernie Sanders, y'all, she had such elegance to her. Beautiful girl back then. You got to find it on YouTube. She said, I'm voting for Bernie, for all Somalian women. I almost shed a tear. It was believable. Now look at this and look at that. These black men stood there. I want you to be a man. I was like, damn, such aggression in this hyena. So guys, what I'm saying is, she has such aggression. Telling a man to be a man is crazy. They want you to tell the truth. That's what it is, y'all. Again, anybody wants to see the 6 versions of Rhoda, it's on my page. It should be a movie. Maybe I should send it to Tyler Perry and tell him to come out with a movie called Fraud. Good movie about a black woman who can't stop lying, and then it catches up to her. And now she's on trial. Do something like that. That'll make these women, because they love Tyler Perry. He does these movies about men cheating every day. It's always a black man cheating, right? How dare you
cheat?
Not
at the moment. Not at the moment. They're mad at him right now.
Oh, yeah.
No, they're mad at Tyler Perry.
What did he say? What did he say? Pay your bills?
That, if a man can only pay a light bill, that's fine. That's probably what he just said.
What? They're mad at, I gotta find that. Send that to me. Ooh, wait, please send that to me. Because let me tell you, what did I tell you guys about a work in progress? If you meet a man who's in school, and let's say he's getting these little baby school checks, and all he can pay is the phone bill and light bill, but you can pay the rent, the food, gas. Why are you judging that man? Somebody told me something big. They said if somebody had $50 on them, and you asked them, can you borrow $1, and they gave it to you, they have $49 now, right? But if somebody only had $1 and they gave it to you, and now they have nothing, who are you going to value more? The person that had $49 left, or the person that has nothing left? A or B? I value the one that has nothing left because they gave their last. So it's genuine. If I give you $1 out of my $50, I'm only losing $1. I still got 49 more. But the value is behind the person that has
Thank you
nothing.
In the same breath, but you're right.
No, it's good that they both gave, but both of them gave in different situations.
Right.
So if a man said, babe, I can only pay the phone bill because he's only getting $400 a month, and the phone bill was $230, he contributed a lot. That's $230 you didn't have to pay. So if a woman can't take a man paying what he can, see, that's why I said give men credit for trying. They're not perfect. Some of them might not be able to pay you all your bills and take you out to Dubai and Italy to be, to live that fancy life on social media and impress people that you don't give a damn about. Some men can't do that. It's the effort. Baby, I can't take you to Dubai. But what I can do is set this house up to look like you're in Dubai. Ooh, that's a turn on. It's the effort. When I met my husband, he just got out of college. I was working for the state. I was making very good money at a young age. The youngest case manager in the state of Arizona. I was running everything. I was running 6 regions. My brother would take them in to see me. That's my sister, y'all. That's my sister. He would show me off to all his friends because I was a bad motherfucker. I knew when people were lying. I wasn't going to let kids get taken out of homes when they shouldn't have been taken out of homes. I did pop-up visits. I did more than I needed. So I had people scared. They had to do right because they didn't know when I was going to pop up on them. That's the kind of case manager I was. I just didn't get along with my counterparts. The women I worked with, they were against men. Oh, I know he touched that kid. Oh, I know he was abusive. Oh, I know it. Oh, I know. I couldn't fit that. I resigned because I couldn't do that. I couldn't fit it. You can't have one person that's on the right side and you have 10 that's not. And those people are veterans. And, they hated it when I had to train them. Oh, I had to train them, had to do better. And they still didn't like me. And I just didn't like the atmosphere. I didn't want to have to go to jail because that's what would have happened. They didn't like when I said, no, the man is right. The woman was wrong. And I was efficient. 80% accuracy over these women. They were in the 30s, 40s. We had caseloads. I was 80%. That wasn't heard of. They expected you to be at 50 or higher. I was 80%, meaning 80% of my caseload was doing what they had to do. Nobody was perfect, but that's what I did. Exposing people is what I love to do because I wanted to make sure people were right. But my husband wasn't making money like me, and I never judged him. But he made sure he paid the little things, groceries and gas and the light bill, the water bill, the cable. I handled the rent. We were a team. And I never said, well, damn, you can't just pay half the bill. he was a work in progress. Now, he can tell me you ain't got to do life coaching. Just sit at home and watch TV all day. I got you. He can say that right now if he wanted to. And then I'll be the one putting in the effort, y'all. So what I'm saying is, if a man can only pay one bill, that's an effort. A lot of you women won't give men their credit for putting in the effort. But y'all will sit here and lay up with a pookie selling nickel bags on the street. Playing Russian roulette with his freedom. That's what y'all want. And then when Pookie go away, then what? Now you're asking for food stamps and cash. And now you're... So what I'm saying, ladies, is you got to use the head. Tyler Perry used to live in his car. So he knows all about being broke. And half of you women wouldn't even fuck with Tyler Perry if you knew the man was living in his car. How many of you women would do that for a good man? Let's say y'all was talking to a man for a few weeks and he's doing everything you love. Everything is wonderful. And then you find out he lives in his car. Yeah, I just can't do that. You're broke. He's a work in progress. At least he's living somewhere, right? I would never judge a man because he lives in his car. That could be a good fucking man. He's managing to go to these places to wash his ass. You know, I've dealt with clients who live out of their van. They turn their van into their own place. No rent, no nothing. I mean, yeah, that's the life they want to live. But if they happy, they happy. You got these people living in tiny houses with no rent. So what I'm saying is a lot of these people are a work in progress. Finding the right woman is not going to be hard for you to do. They're out there. You just got to look. So I would never judge Tyler Perry on him saying that because he lived in his fucking car. I ain't never been down that bad while I was living in the car. That's bad. So what I'm saying is a lot of these women would take some, but if Tyler Perry said, you ladies are beautiful, you make no mistakes, and I love you, they would want some Tyler Perry dick. That's the difference. Whenever you tell them something.
You know, it's funny you said that. You remind me of when I was in my early 20s and I was with my girlfriend at the time, and me and her we were young and all that type of crazy stuff. And I remember one time me and her got into a huge argument over bills and everything, to the point that we were in the car at a four-way intersection, and we were just talking about bills and how we were going to pay for it. And and she was mad that I was working overtime to try to pay for the rent. And I told her, look, we ain't got nothing else to do. You know, you're not working right now. I'm trying to figure it out. So we got real mad, and so it ended up coming to blows and everything like that in the middle of the car. And I pushed her off me and I hopped her out the car. And she puts the car in reverse, puts it in, pulls it back, puts it in drive. And as I'm walking to the sidewalk, she hits me with her car. And
hold on 1 second, Bilal. Hold on. Gail at Night, thank you so much for your hard work today. I know you got to go. You have been amazing. I love you, girl. Send me an email so we can talk. I want to give you my cell phone so we can talk, Gail.
Bye, Gail.
Everybody say bye to Gail. She's one of the best moderators out there, man. Gail, I appreciate you, Gail. Okay, go ahead and finish up, Bilal. If you can kind of wrap it up, hon. I know it's a good story, but man, I'm tired.
No, I'm about to wrap it up right now. Like, the whole point of me like saying that story is that it's like, you know, when you're really trying to figure out the answers in your life, when you're a young man trying to figure it out, you know, you're not going to get that much patience from a lot of women, especially when you're trying to be a provider and you're trying to pay bills. So like a lot of the times the women that you love the most can be your worst enemy. So, you know, you gotta understand that sometimes I just tell men, you know what, it's best to kind of be alone and get an apartment at first and job that's close to where you live before you decide to entertain a relationship. Because if not, the very things that make you a good person will be the very reasons for why she'll think you're a bad person.
Right. Well, this is how we wrap it up. Were you done, Bilal?
No, that's it for me. I just wanted to say thank you, Daphne, for all that you've done, and I'm going to call it a day. And I want to let you go back to your husband. Thank you so much for everything that you've done.
Know. So there was a couple of questions in here. Someone asked me if I was going to still write that book called Shut the Fuck Up. She put the F up. That was cute. Yes, guys, there's so many things I know I have to work on, but I get pulled in so many different directions. Like I tell you guys, I'm not like a lot of these pages where I can hire a team of 10 assistants to do my work, go through these text receipts and tell me, verify it this way, and me show them my ways. I haven't trusted a team good enough right now to be on my level where I can trust them. I wouldn't want to give anybody anything personal and then they use it and try to profit off of me. So I do have a problem with trusting people. I have a huge problem with trusting women. My biggest thing is I don't trust women at high rates like I trust men. The two guys that helped me out, I put them to the test and they passed. They showed me that I can trust them. There's something that I do to put people through a test. I don't ever tell them what the test is, but I do it to see where they're at. So if I had a team, it would be easier. But when it comes to the book, I think the scam book should come out first because there are scams out there that some of you are not familiar with, men and women. And I think that would be a good thing for you guys to be on top of, because there are scams that happen right in front of you and you didn't even know it happened. And like I said, the things that she was telling me, I felt stupid that I didn't even notice that was a scam. And I've been around that type of atmosphere. So that, and then shut the fuck up. And then I will do a book on my life. So if anybody knows anything about book writing, reach out to me so you can tell me what angle I should go at. I already have my iPad where I put all my notes in and what I want to say, but I haven't started it, if that makes sense. Okay, somebody else told me was Rhoda married when she was going for Bernie Sanders. She's never been married. So she just has a baby daddy, right? So she was engaged in February of this year to a guy named Steven, who I put all his stuff on my Twitter, CelebriD, Instagram, the queen of accountability. And I said, well, where's your fiance? Because she said she was almost done with men. And her fiance was Nigerian, a Nigerian doctor. So I thought that was Wale. I thought that was him acting like the dude Steven. I thought I was going to get him, but it isn't. Let me see. Yep. Mediocre tutorial and reviews. He did post my work, and I told him thank you for that. Now, even though he did post my work, I wanted to see something, and I followed him on Instagram, and I waited like 10 hours. He never followed me back. So even though they might share my information or share my proof and get high reviews, they don't think I'm worthy of being followed. See,
I'm gonna check him on that next stream.
Yeah, he doesn't follow me on any platforms, and I actually subscribe to him on YouTube, but a lot of these people don't think I'm worthy. There is a woman out there named Melly Monaco. If anybody's ever heard of Melly Monaco, please don't compare me to her. We are not the same. Melly Monaco is not an unattractive woman. She's cute. Back then, she wanted to be a rapper. And that's before the breast and all the surgery. Women that get surgery and then get in front of a camera and say, ladies, your pussy stink. Wipe it. To me, she's like the female Derek Jackson. She's no different. What do you guys know about her? Did you guys know that she used to do music? Did you know that she used to look like a bull dagger? She had the fat arms and the no chest, and she was pudgy. And now she has this beautiful shape. But you guys judge the Kim Kardashians and all these women who did exactly what Melly did. I can't support a woman who gets surgery and gets in front of the camera and call women bitches and stuff. And you're not. What relationship is she in? Can anyone confirm that she's married, engaged? Well, she can tell you how to keep a man and how to keep your pussy clean. So all I'm saying is I'm nothing like her. If I wanted to show my double D titties, I would. And these are natural. I didn't have to buy mine. I didn't have to buy my body. This is my body that God gave me. So a woman like Melly is just like Derek Jackson. You can't talk about Derek Jackson wearing them medium shirts and saying, ladies, you are beautiful with those stretch marks. But then you're saying that Melly Monaco is this good woman who's giving y'all gems when that's what Derek does. Same shit. Y'all not listening to her speak. You're looking at her titties. Every video I saw of her, most of her videos, her shirt is hanging so low where you see her titties. That's the whole goal. The guys that support her are typically simps because all you're doing is you are parading in her circus. That's it. I'm not saying that she's an ugly woman. I didn't. But before the surgery, I thought she was decent looking. I thought she looked better natural. I don't like all this, the gimmicks and the surgically enhanced body parts. I can't support a woman that does it unless it was for a health reason. Like my sister. My sister is an H cup. So eventually she's going to go under the knife and go down in some sizes. That's a health reason, her back. My sister has to do that. So again, somebody like that, that's not what I'm talking about. So anyone who supports Melly Monaco, just don't compare her to me. We're not the same. I can easily get the same views and follows if I showed my titties too. My natural double D titties that God gave me. It was nothing that I bought from Dr. Miami. So again, a woman that has to change her whole appearance, if she looked like she did before, y'all wouldn't be following her like you are now. So don't talk about Kevin starting off with the suits and then calling y'all Big Brendas when she started off as a bull dagger and now she's a femme. You gotta stay 10 toes down. She changed her image too for those likes and it worked. It works for her. But me, I don't need to show you my titties to tell women to wash their ass. I don't. You can hear my voice in me saying, wash your ass. You don't have to see titties to see that, right? But if you guys follow her, just keep it 100, knowing that most of y'all follow her because she's attractive. If she looked like, let's say, Flavor Flav in a wig, y'all wouldn't be following her, no matter what she was saying. So let's keep it 1,000. So one thing I don't like is to be compared to other people who are not on the same level as me. I hardly post any selfies to begin with because I want you to hear what I'm saying. It shouldn't matter what I look like saying it. You feel what I'm saying? If I wanted that attention, I'll go back to my 2015 days and I'll post my bathroom selfies in me in a nice shirt. But that's not me. That's not my lane. Y'all feel what I'm saying? When I became married, I covered up. I just felt like that's what you're supposed to do. Your body belongs to your husband. So again, y'all, I'm just want to look and see what else somebody said. Someone said Arizona is expensive too. Louisiana, no, man. Arizona is not like it is in Chicago. I guarantee you. You can't get no 5-bedroom house in a white neighborhood for no $1,500 a month. My brother has a 6-bedroom house in Arizona and he pays $1,900 a month. That's a chump change. And he lives in a very nice area. My brother has a big, fat, stupid crib for his wife and kids. That same big, fat, stupid crib out here, he'd be paying about $5,000 a month. So Arizona has expensive parts, but man, it's cheap living out there. I can tell you that today. You know, and you don't have to live in a hood like Glendale or, you know, Buckeye. Depends on where you're at. But again, I would rather go back there and live there than live here. But anyways, I'm looking at your comments real quick. And ladies, please don't tell me you're scared to go outside because of somebody's story, unless it's been, but that shouldn't scare you. Y'all would never live your life to the fullest if you're letting someone tell you that there's a maniac out there and you shouldn't be outside. That's like me saying I'm scared to go outside in Illinois. I mean, guys, come on. I don't judge black men off of what they look like. They might have gold teeth, but they can have a PhD. You don't know. You don't know. But ladies, don't be scared to go outside because of somebody's lie. Please don't. And please don't let that keep you in the house because you don't think you're, you know, going to be safe if you go outside. I always tell ladies, watch your surroundings. Stay off of your phone if you're somewhere where you're not familiar. That's why a lot of y'all get caught up. Y'all always looking down at your phone. There's been times where I'd be out, you know, maybe getting gas myself, and you'll see somebody walking towards the door with their head down. And I grab them and say, hey, and they get scared as hell. Pay attention. Because on the trains, let them catch you on the train looking down with your iPhone 13. They're going to snatch that shit when the door open and take off running. Because y'all don't be paying attention. I always am aware of my surroundings. I bring my gun with me. Not because I'm hoping for there to be a problem. Because I would hate for someone to be like my targets that I shoot with my husband. I'm a good shot. I didn't even realize I was. It took me a while to pick up a gun, especially a 9. When my husband got me a 9, I broke down and cried because it was a 9 that paralyzed my mother. So guns were a big deal for me. So my husband got me in the realm of being comfortable with a gun. It took a while for me to be comfortable with one because I know what it can do. And when he took me to that range and I tore that guy up, it was on my story. I tore his ass up. All my bullets were right there at the head. So what I'm saying is women can get it too. If you put my life in danger, women can get it too. Because there's women out here that are dangerous too. So all I'm saying, guys, is you got to be smart and you got to use your logical thinking. And ladies, I hope one day that you count to 10 and then say what you got to say. Let that emotions run out of you, and that way the logic can come in. One thing about women, they say we're the most educated, but we're also the only ones who really think on emotion first. And that's why a lot of y'all get yourself in trouble. Then you come back and say, I shouldn't have done it. Well, if you calmed yourself down and waited before you reacted, you would be fine. Oh, he's cheating on me. And you go and get his clothes and burn them all. And you find out that was his cousin. That was his aunt. Y'all think on emotion. You gotta analyze things first. There's 2 women I just recently spoke to that was getting ready to cause some havoc in their homes because they thought they were being cheated on, and they weren't. Some men just like to be left alone. That's their me time. They don't like to come home and be interrogated by a loud hyena. They just had a long day. Their feet hurt. Give them a chance to decompress and then ask them a question. A lot of you ladies don't get that. Oh, I know he's cheating, Daphne. I know it. And then you find out that he's working extra shifts because he don't want to come home to you. Well, that's your fault, queen. That ain't mine. My husband can't wait to get off work and come home. He can't wait. He goes through all that traffic to get home to his wife because he knows I'm not going to argue with him. He going to come home to a house that's warm, inviting. TV's on ESPN in his man cave. Got him a drink poured. He's tired. Kick his feet up. Once I know he likes to watch his ESPN, then I run that bath for him. That's the routine. I know what my husband needs. He don't got to ask for it. So a lot of you women need to learn the needs of your husband because you always think it's about your needs. That's all I'm saying. And to the women out there loving their husbands and boyfriends and the people they're talking to, keep doing what you're doing. Give men the credit for the effort because nobody is perfect. No one. If he can only pay 2 bills, that's 2 bills you ain't got to pay. It's a team. That man is a work in progress. I want to make a book called Work in Progress too. Because a lot of you women need to understand that a lot of these billionaires you see, they were work in progress. They lived in their car. They lived in their garage. They lived at the park. Y'all didn't see the start. Y'all only see the finish. And that's why a lot of you women are single. Because you weren't there with him when he was sleeping at the park. You know what, babe? Hey, I got an extra room. Come with me. Well, no, I don't want to be. You're not hurting me. Come with me. Let me support your dream. And now y'all both living good. A lot of you women don't do that anymore. You think a man is broke and a bum if he's living in a studio with no furniture. And really, he's just looking for someone to help him fill the place, fill the space or find another space. But a lot of you women don't like to give him a shot. I gave my husband a shot and it works for me. So I'm just saying, it worked for me. And I'm hoping that a lot of you women can start to just, not believe these relationships you see on YouTube because they're lying. When they log out of YouTube, they're arguing. They're going through custody battles. They're just doing all those smiles to get the money. Y'all being scammed by a lot of these Dar Man. Dar Man makes probably 50, 60,000 a year off of YouTube. And he's the biggest scammer. 10 years ago, he scammed a whole bunch of people out of thousands of dollars. And y'all still love Dar Man. His actors and actresses telling y'all they're not getting paid. But this man is living in a mega mansion with his wife and kid. So all I'm saying to y'all is a lot of y'all are getting scammed and you don't even see it. You don't. How many times has Dar Man did a giveaway where he paid people's rent? I can't tell you because they're not doing it. So a lot of your biggest YouTube channels, what are they doing to give back to the community? Because y'all love giving them money and supporting their channel. Who's actually saying, yeah, they helped me? No one, because they really don't do that. I actually give back because I care and I love everybody. I really do. I have a big heart. I'd give somebody my last dollar if I had it. It doesn't hurt me. It's just money. That's replaceable. But a man and a woman's life isn't. So all I'm saying is I have no hate for Rhoda. I have no hate. I'm disappointed. And if she was my sister, it wouldn't have gone this far. So for her sister to have saw her on Saturday, knowing by this time that it's a lie, what type of sister do you have to not hold you accountable? You just saw her on Saturday. So all I'm saying is she has the kind of sister that would say, well, if it works out, it works out. I'm not gonna put you on blast. I'm the type of sister that would say, you're doing wrong. Stop now. I don't want to be a part of it. I even released a statement. What she's doing is on her own account. I'm not involved. I would do that. We're sisters, but you're not going to bring me down with you. But like I tell you guys, if her sister who was there on Saturday and ate food with her, if she cared about her, why didn't her own sister post her GoFundMe? How come her own sister didn't take over the GoFundMe for her sister? How come it wasn't her sister's name? It was a Kiara Davis. That's not her sister's name. So again, you have to ask yourself those questions. You just saw your blood sister on Saturday, but it's under somebody else's name. What kind of family do you have? So again, guys, at the end of the day, I try my best not to post about Rhoda anymore. And next week, I want to give you guys content. I want to get back to what I was doing because I told a lot of people I would post what they sent me and I didn't because I was so focused on Rhoda. She's really made me think about every day getting her in another way. I need to take a step away. It is affecting me because I just want GoFundMe not to give her the money. That's all I want to do. I want them to give everybody their money back. That's my biggest plan. Because some people, that was probably their last. That's all, y'all. So with that being said, I want to say thank you guys for listening in to today's show. That was supposed to be an hour. And y'all did this to me again. It's always you guys. As usual. Y'all always do this to me. But I think what I'm going to probably do from here on out when we do panels, I'm going to have to limit people and keep it moving. A lot of people like to go sideways with different stories, and I want to stick to the topic at hand. Nothing against you guys, but I don't like these 3-hour shows because I think if I did them shorter, I get more views. And most people, they have like 8 minutes, 100,000 views. People don't want to hear 3 hours. They skip all the way through and I don't get the view credit. So it doesn't really help me when it's long like this. So again, I do appreciate the people who are listening from top to bottom. That makes me happy. And if anybody gets any more information on Roda and you want to send it to me, y'all know how to reach me. Send it to me. But I think at this point, we know that it's been a lie. I think there's nowhere to go from here. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wait to get a call back from Houston so I can give them my police report number and they can generate one. And then I'm just going to post that everywhere and tell everybody to keep watching it. That's all I'm going to do. So I hope everybody has a great Friday, a great weekend. You guys deserve it. I hope that if you're going through something tough and you haven't been told that you are valued, I tell you today, you are appreciated, you are valued, and you are loved. If anybody's going through a tough time today where they felt like giving up and just calling it quits, know that you have a purpose on this earth. And the minute something gets really, really, really bad, that means that something good is about to happen for you. That's what that means. Do not give up on yourself. Know that wherever you're going in life, you're going to get there, but it's going to be some struggles along the way. And once you overcome those struggles, the success is going to hit you in the face. Anybody that's starting off with a business, anybody that's trying to make it, and you need some tips, I offer those for free. I really don't charge people that much unless it's coaching. If you need an hour of my time, I have to charge you because there's people that really need me and they pay me. So I'm just saying, I can't be free all the time. And $20 for an hour really isn't bad. That's not even a full tank of gas. That's not even a nail appointment. That's not even a haircut. That's not even your eyebrows getting fixed. I'm $20 a session. To me, that's cheap as hell. So again, guys, I want you to know that I am here to help you as much as I can, but I'm not the shade room. I don't have 28 million followers. And I want to say thank you to 8,000 followers on YouTube. On YouTube, on Instagram. I'm getting there, y'all. I've had this page for 2 months and I'm almost at the 10,000 mark. I'm elated for that. I'm happy. And then on YouTube, I'm almost at 10,000 followers. So, our subscribers. So if y'all can get me to 10,000, I'd be thankful. My favorite number is 10 because that's my birthday month, October, the 10th month. 10 is my favorite number. That was my basketball number. 10 is my favorite number if anybody wanted to know. So if I can hit 10,000 followers and 10,000 subscribers in October, that would be even dope. But I think I'm going to hit 10 before October. But 10 is my number, y'all. So to anybody who, like I said, is going through something, I hope you get through it. I love everybody. Please hang in there. And ladies and gentlemen, before you post a GoFundMe and you tell a story, if you think you have to do that to lie, before you lie, email me. Tell me what you're going through and I'll post about it. And we'll get you some Cash App donations. My uncle, who's battling multiple sclerosis and a sciatic nerve, he has all these implants in his back, in his body. My uncle he can barely walk. And his medications, when you have a disease or an illness, insurance is not going to cover everything because they know it's going to get worse until you die. Just like with Alicia Nelson, everyone was like, why am I donating to her GoFundMe? She should have life insurance. Yeah, it's not that easy. Life insurance is typically for someone that's 50 and up. They don't expect you to need life insurance at 33. They don't expect that. It's good to get it, but it's not expected that you're going to die at 33. Y'all feel what I'm saying? That's why they tell you to get life insurance between a certain age. Because they want you to be old. They know you're not going to live that long. It's this whole world is set up for us to live and die right away. So again, Alicia wasn't able to get life insurance because she has cancer. When she beat it the first time, they weren't going to give her no good insurance because they knew it would possibly come back, and it did. And now she's going to die in less than 3 months, probably 2 now at this point. So what I'm telling you guys is everybody can't get that when you have a debilitating disease. Multiple sclerosis doesn't just go away. My uncle might not live a long, full life like the normal person will. So again, I posted his story and he got so many Cash App donations and it was natural. He posted his medical card on there and I'm saying, Uncle, you can't do dumb shit like that now. I had to go back and tell him, but I told him, you're good. I don't post lies. I know my uncle is sick. So again, if you're going through a crisis and you need my help and it's verified, I'll post it on my Instagram and Facebook. I can't promise you that you're going to get donations. I can't promise you're going to get everything paid, but it's a start. And at least you're not lying. If people know I'm posting it, they know I verified it. That's all I'm saying. So before you think about doing a scam, please reach out to me. And make sure you've went through all avenues. Don't tell me you're about to lose your house because you didn't pay your rent and you have rental assistance in your state. That's going to piss me off. Please go through your local state first. And then when all that is not there, then you reach out to me and I will verify. I'll ask you what numbers you called. And I'm going to call them too and say I live in this state and I need help. And if they're able to set an appointment for me, then I know you lied and that's it. We're not cool no more. So all I'm saying, you guys, is there's ways to get help without scamming. We all need help. We all need help in some form. So again, I hope that I was able to help somebody today. Because like I said, like Daquan, he's a really good person. Everybody that was on here today,
I appreciate you.
everybody's cool. I love everybody. So please, guys, hang in there. Don't give up. And I hope you guys have a blessed day and weekend. And I might do a show on Sunday. Because I've been hearing some stories about people who this happened to where they were accused and they almost went to prison. Somebody almost died. Someone actually got stabbed and they were in the ICU for like weeks. Men have been through some struggles, y'all. Even women, if you've been set up, I want to hear your story too. But I've heard like 5 stories with men and I'm surprised they're alive today. So again, y'all, I might do another show that's not focused on Rhoda, just on people that have been accused, and we can call it the accused. Okay, so hang in there, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for attending. Shout out to Gail at night. You are the blessing. And shout out to Colin Boyd and Steven Simpson, who also sent me a Cash App. I appreciate your gift. Okay, you guys all hang in there and have a good day.
All right, definitely, Bob.